James Palmer, Fede Villegas, Brashawn Thurkelson, Pointon Romain Mayhew, and Kay Stindl from Germany, choosing lane 8. I guess he doesn't want to be bothered by too many others. So here we go. Men's 16ths, heat 1.
Random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Riders ready, watch the gate. It is a random start, so that gate can drop anywhere between instantly and 2.5 seconds. Romain Mayhew seems to have figured it out as he jumps straight to the front, followed by Stindl and Villegas. Turkelson in that 4th position. He's got to watch his back because there's going to be people on him wanting that last qualifying position. They're going to jump into the 2nd corner, and it's still going to be the Frenchman of Mayhew, followed by Villegas and Stindl. As they go down the rhythm section, you're going to see riders take different lines. Some people will take to the air, some people will stay on ground, and some people will do variations of each. Same with this last straightaway, as Mayhew finds an easy qualification out of this 16th final.
Yeah, Mayhew and Villegas making it look pretty easy going down that 3rd straight, nice and smooth and in control, but the French riders always a threat as we get to the later rounds. And Romain Mayhew definitely made his presence felt in that one. Don't forget, these are the 16th finals. 4 are going through and 4 are going out. As we wait for the official results, 519 just crossing the line. That was Hugo Pontin from France. He's going to have to try again tomorrow. And Mayhew, Villegas, Kay Stindl, and Jimmy Thurkelson. They're your top 4, and they will be going through into the 8th finals. Next up, heat number 2 of the 16ths. Lining up atop the 8-meter hill, David Graff, Carlos Oquendo, Shane Rosa, Suarez from Colombia, Simba Darnan from France, Philippe Chow from Germany, and Yoshimura from Japan. David Graff on the inside was very unlucky in that round 2 main event in Manchester. He'll be looking to make up for it today. As heat number 2 leaves the gate, Shane Rosa looking like he got a great start, but it's David Graff who's going to lead the pack into turn number 1. Rosa's in there in the middle, the Colombian rider Oquendo ducking on the inside, working his way up to 2. Rosa's in there in 3, Darnand working his way in as well. But it's all about the Swiss rider, David Graff, leading him over the berm jump, but coming under pressure from the Colombian ducking underneath Oquendo, taking the lead. Has Graff got anything for him down that straight? Darnand's in 3, Schauber's worked his way into 4, but it's Carlos Oquendo into the final turn. Graff's right there on him, looking to make a move down the final straight. Different lines being taken. Is Graff going to hold it? No, it was close. Don't think he got it, though.
Oquendo must be feeling good today, that's for sure. Oquendo, Graff, Darnan making a good showing as well. Confidence up from making the semifinal in Manchester last weekend. Of course, Graff, one of the most well-researched BMXers out there. Definitely a student of his own sport, always studying all the riders and the lines and bike equipment. There's your official Oquendo, Graff, Darnan, and Schaub. They will move through to the 8th finals as we go back up to the hill for some more racing action. Kai Sakakibara, Alexander Kadyshev, Jared Garcia, the American, Brandon Tehiko, Evgeny Klashenko, Joshua McLean, and Mateo Grazian. They will be bringing you heat number 3. Only 4 to go. Jared Garcia in lane 3, standing up and ready.
Okay, riders, random start.
Sakakibara in lane 1.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Looking to finish in first place. Sakakibara off to a great start. Jared Garcia seems like he got sandwiched. He's going to try to find his way to 2nd place, but Klashenko is going to dive on the American. So Australia, USA, and 2 Russians in 3rd and 4th respectively. Garcia seems to be going backwards. That's rare for him as they jump into the 2nd corner. Sakakibara with a low line. I'm not sure if he's exposing too much early on, but Sakakibara looks like he's riding quite well here as he goes into the last corner in first place. It's going to be Sakakibara, Klashenko, I believe, as they head in for the final. Jared Garcia fighting for that final position. Sakakibara, Kadyshev, Klashenko, and Garcia. Garcia just getting through.
Yeah, Tehiko was looking to make a move on Garcia down that final straight, just couldn't quite make it stick. So his day will be done in 5th place. There's your official. Kai Sakakibara taking the win, Kadyshev in 2, Klashenko in 3, and Jared the Jet Garcia from the USA in 4. Moving on to heat number 4. of the 16th finals. Paddy Sharrock on the inside, next to Vincent Pellouard. Kyle Evans in there as well. Ponomarev of Russia, Axel Webster of Germany, Roman Racine of France. And out in lane number 8, the local favourite, Nick Kimmon.
Nick Kimmon, known for picking lane 8 and known for winning from lane 8, especially on this track.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
So we've got two Great Britain riders in this one. It's Sharrock and Evans. Evans looking like he got the better of the starts. Vincent Pellouard on the inside, but look who's moving across from lane number 8. Nick Kimmon from the Netherlands taking the lead. Evans in 2, Pellouard in 3, Roman Racine in there in 4 at the moment. Here comes Paddy Sharrock looking for a way through against Evans. The two Great Britain boys are elbow to elbow going into the second turn, and Sharrock makes the move. He's up into 3. Kimmon though out front in this one. He is gone. Pellouard going very, very well in 2.
Evans might be in trouble.
Sharrock in 3. Evans coming under pressure now from the Russian. Oh, getting pushed up the berm. So it looks like Evans' day is done. Kimmon's going to get it though. Kimmon takes the win. Sharrock gets the 3. Pellouard gets the 2. Racine in 4. And Ponomarev in 5. But Kyle Evans, is he still struggling with that back injury?
He might be. He doesn't look his normal self going down the first straightaway, and he's known for getting down those first straightaways really fast. There's your official. Kimmon, Pellouard, Sharrock, and Racine. Great ride by Racine. Sharrock looking consistent, having made the main at round 1 in Manchester, looking to make another final here in Papendal. As we head back up to the hill, we're going to see heat number 5, Clarté, Blanc, Arboleda. Definitely impressive showing in Manchester. Amadou Mir, Ryan Martin, Maynard Peel, Tristan Tornbees, and Kevin Schunk. 8 on the gate and only 4 to get through. It could be anyone's race. The young Eddie Clarté in lane 1 putting in some good work, getting podium finishes in the European rounds just last week, I believe.
Ready, watch the gate.
Out of the gate they go. The French rider on the inside seems to be running out of room. They're going to jump into the first corner. It looks like Clarté goes straight to second. Mir going to first, so it's France 1 and 2. Mir, Clarté, looked like Clarté is not wants to go a little bit faster than Mir, so he's going to go around and take the long way on the outside. But Mir finding some room on the inside and getting a lot of pedals. Nonetheless, you want to air out that step up. That big step up jump is quite deceiving. A lot of riders try to push down and they lose speed. Oh, Clarté going down, staying too low in the corner. That's disappointing for him. So it's going to be Mir. Arboleda might have gotten the win. He does. Arboleda, Tornbees getting through, and Maynard Peel, 2016 Junior World Champion, just getting through.
Yeah, Eddie Clarté and Renaud Blanc, I think he was, he got collected in that final turn. The guys just picking themselves up off the floor right now. I think Clarté went into that final turn and it just disappeared from underneath him. Couldn't quite hold that grip. So his day is done.
There's the
another
replay.
look.
Yeah,
Oh,
Clarté
yeah.
just cutting the corner too sharp. Actually had quite a bit of room. Looks like he was trying to avoid contact, but I got to tell you, based on my racing experience, sometimes you just have to use the person on the outside as the turn itself just to hold your line. There's your official. Arboleda, Mir, Tornbees, and Peel. Arboleda, great showing in Manchester during round 2 with a 3rd place, and here he is qualifying through yet again to the 8th final.
Heat number 6 lining up: Dode de Souza, Link de Rome, Trey White, Lopez Breithauer, and Elias Verbinnen from Belgium. All lining up in the 16th finals, heat number 6, here in Papendal. The series leader, as notified by the red number plate, Joris Dode on the inside, right next to de Souza, with the 203 of Mark Link in there in lane number 3.
Riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, who wants it, who needs it as they come down that straight? And it looks like the series leader is also the race leader. That's Joris Dode heading into turn number 1. De Souza Filo in there in 2. Looks like the German rider working his way into 3. That'll be Louis Breithauer, I think it is. So he's going well. So France, Brazil, Germany, 1, 2, and 3. Trey White of Great Britain is in there in 4 at the moment. There's a small gap to Verbinnen in 5. So it looks like Trey White's going to be able to get through this one. Joris Dode, though, he's checked out. He has gone. 6 or 7 bike lengths, can afford to back it off a little bit as they go down that straight. D'Souza Filo's taking it through. Looks like Brett Howard's going to go through in 3. White's going to go through in 4. But Dode, step above, I think, Jason.
Well, Dode is ever the champion, wins on command, it seems like. Definitely will be a force to be reckoned with. D'Souza, though, consistent. World number 3, Trey White getting through there. Looked like he had a good position going into the first corner, but then seems like he's having trouble getting over these jumps smoothly, but he did get through. So it's going to be White, Brett Howard, D'Souza, and Dode. Those will be the 4 qualifiers out of that round. Heat number 7 sees Andre, your world champion, Mitchell Schottman, Krasetsky's, Molina, Milano, Matsushita, Harmsen, and Malishenkov. Harmsen, this is his local track and training grounds. And Sylvain Andre won this very race last year.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
World champion in lane 1, new father as well. Sylvain Andre finding his way, finding the extra power. He might be losing sleep, but he didn't lose a step, jumping into the first corner in first in front of Joris Harmsen. So it's going to be Andre and Harmsen, 1 and 2, as they jump into the second corner. Everyone looking strong, everyone flying very low over these jumps. So it's going to be Andre, Harmsen, Schottman, and Krasevsky's. Krasevsky's in that 4th place position, not very coveted, but looks like there's some space between 4th and 5th, so he may get through barring anything catastrophic. But right now it's Andre, Harmsen, Schottman, and Krasevsky's, the Australian.
Yeah, definitely a great lap for the Australian, though. He's proving to be quite the sleeper, isn't he? Just kind of creeping in sort of as we go through the rounds. Good to see Matt Krasevsky's doing his thing out there for Australia. And there are your results. Sylvain Andre taking the win, Joris Harmsen in 2, Mitchell Schottman in 3, and Matt Krasevsky's of Australia in 4. Those guys are going to go through into the 8th finals. Next up, heat number 8 of the 16th, Jeremy Rencarel, Cedric Bouty, Bart Van Bemmelen, Damien Gaudet, Michael Bias, Wouter Segers, Edwards Glazers, and Arnaud Chauvin. Jeremy Rencarel had a great lap in the opening round. I'm sure he'll be looking to be repeating it. So as we take off down the start hill, it's Jeremy Rencarel of France with 2.509 to the bottom of the hill, going really well. Bouty in 2, Glazers in 3, Van Bemmelen, he's going through in 4. Who's got the 5 of them all? Looks like Damien Gaudet, all dressed in black there on that chrome ollie bike, so he'll be looking to make some moves from 5th into 4th. Can he make it happen? Not quite just at the moment. Rencarel still leading out. Cedric Bouty looking nice and comfortable. He's in there in 2, Glazers in there in 3, Van Bemmelen in 4. So as they bring it down to the line, Rencarel smooth and in control. He's going to get it. Booty's going to go through in 2. Who's going to get the 3? Glazers gets it. Van Bemmelen in 4. Damien Gaudet in 5. And Mike Bias in 6.
Good race by Jeremy Rencarel. Bouty, Glazers, and Bemmelen, they will move through. They are on to the 8ths as we go up for heat number 9. And introduce you to the players on stage. Campo, Pillard, Shippers, Molina, Yamaguchi, Gobert, Cristofoli, and Bujaki from Hungary. Alfredo Campo in lane 1, looking consistent these last few races, having gotten into the final in Manchester. Riders ready, watch the gate. They're coming down the hill. Looks like Alfredo Campo is going to use lane 1 to his advantage. A little bit of a fight to the first turn, but he's going to find his way jumping in and out of first turn and first. Campo, Pillard, and Molina, 1 and 2. Campo and Pillard, 1 and 2. Molina's in 4th, actually.
Got Shippers in 3.
So the Shippers in 3, thank you. Yeah, Shippers in 3, definitely one of the Dutch Army. Should know this track like the back of his hand. But Campo commanding lead right now as he comes out of the last corner with the Frenchman on his back, Pollard wanting more, and Shippers pushing to the line to better his time. So it's going to be Campo, Pollard, Shippers, and Molina. Remember, lap times determine lane choice for the next round. So even though they might have qualified already, getting a fourth or better, they still want the best time they can get to ensure the best lane choice they can get next round.
There is your official result. Alfredo Campo taking the win. Arthur Pilar in 2. Jay Shippers going to be happy with 3. Gonzalo Molina in 4. Yamaguchi, the unfortunate man, in the 5th position. Heat 10. Next up on the gate, Tori Navrestad from Norway, Renato Rezende, Cameron Larson, Jeremy Smith, Giacomo Gargaglia, Ryushkin, I do apologise, from Russia, Mattia Furlan from Italy, and Michele Tomisoli from Italy. So heat 10 of the 16th is underway, looking like Cameron Larson of the USA getting stuck in there. He's right there in the middle. He's got Tori Navrestad right next to him as they enter turn number 1. Navrestad on the inside. He's going to hold it. Jeremy Smith making moves as well. Larson's in there in 3. That looks like Furlan in 4. Larson still holding on to it. Here comes Renato Rezende. He's worked his way into 2. So Navrestad, Rezende, Larson. That's your top 3 at the moment.
Smith
Jeremy Smith looking good. Or is he in 4, looking like he's under a little bit of pressure, but Larson looking safe in 3, but it is out front Tori Navrestad, the national champion of Norway. He's going to get it. Rezende's going to get 2. Larson's going to get 3. Jeremy Smith holding on for 4. Great lap for the Americans in that one.
Yeah,
2
good
riders
lap
going
for Cameron Larson. Looked like he had the whole shot at least to the first or second jump, then seemed to get squeezed, but he found his way through. Definitely threaded the needle. That's your official Navrestad, Rezende, Larson, and Smith. They will move on to the next round. Everyone else is done for the day. Heat number 11 sees Twan Van Gent, Gil Brunner, Justin Keenman, Rock and Roll Cole Tizar, Verhoeven, Heil, Topinka, and Manier. Twan Van Gent, number 148 in lane 1. He too trains here and lives not too far away. Looks like Rock and Roll Cole Tizar off to a decent start, but then he gets hung up with somebody. He's going to go straight to 6th place. Twan Van Gent, though, going straight to the front with Keenman, Justin Keenman, the younger of the 2 brothers, in 2nd place. So it's Van Gent and Keenman 1 and 2 as they jump into the 2nd corner. Let's check them out as they go around in and out. Nice low lines, both of them getting a lot of pedals, lofting over this step up. Van Gent, Keenman, and Brunner 1, 2, and 3 heading into the last corner. They're going to spread out. I think that's Van Bemmelen in 4th. We'll have to get an ID on him, but it's going to be Van Gent, Keenman, Brunner in 3rd. Tizar getting through, making up some time.
Pretty close finish there between the Belgian rider and Cole Tizar. Necessitating the use of a photo. And who got it? It was Cole Tizar who went through in that 4th spot. Very, very close finish between him and Verhoeven. Van Gent taking the win, Kimmen in 2, and Gil Brunner in 3. Heat 12 of the 16th. To top that gate, we've got Roman Meye and Mathis Rago Richard from France, Nagasako from Japan, Ramirez from Colombia, Andrade from Brazil, Schmidt from Germany, and Dubois and Dumi from France. So Yoshi Nagasako of Japan had a great first lap in the opening round, and he's looking to repeat this one. But you know, when you've got a Colombian next to you, it's going to be very, very difficult. And it is the Colombian leading it into the turn. Ramirez getting the whole shot. Meye in 2, Dumi in 3, Nagasako back there in 4, but still in with a shout of qualifying. He's going to have to make his moves on Rago Richard if he wants to move up a position. But Ramirez still leading this one through. Meye looking good in the 2. Dubois moved his way into 4 now. but it's all about the Colombian. He's got this one. Looks like Ramirez, he's going to take the win, takes a different line down that final straight, nice and smooth. Who's going to get the 2? Looks like Rago Richard got it. Meyer in 3, Dubois in 4, Schmidt in 5. Not quite sure what happened to Nagasako, but he's rolling around the final turn. His day is done.
Great race by the magician, Carlos Ramirez. Looked like he was experimenting down the last straightaway with the line he took. Might have caught him off guard. Not sure if we'll see him do that again, but nonetheless, he did win that race as evidenced by his first place qualifying position, followed by Rago Richard, Meyer, and Dubois. So Colombia and 3 French riders finding their way through that heat. Back to the top of the 8-meter, heat number 13, Tugas, Strasdens, White, Isidore, Denis Lollet, Bolbach, Popma, and Vandeput. 2 Team GB riders, and the young Alex Tugas in lane 1 from Canada. Let's see who wants it, who needs it. Looks like Kai White off to a good start, fighting with Tugas, but Kai White's just going to, him and Isidore taking up all the room in the first corner. So it's going to be White and Isidore with Tugas in 3. So we have a very young top 3 up front as we see Team GB putting on a show. It's going to be White, Isidore, Tugas, and Strasdens in 4th place. Let's see if anything happens, because 4th place is pulling away from 5th. So Isidore fighting with, Isidore fighting with Tugas. Don't know why they did that. They were both qualifying. So it's going to be White, Tugas, Strasdens, and Popma. Kai White looking back, wondering what happened to his teammate. I'm sure he heard it happen. Very disappointing for Isidore. That, not the way you want to go out.
Yeah, Quillen just sat on the last
turn.
turn.
Such a good lap.
Raised his hands as if to say, what on earth was that all about? There was the slightest of contacts and it disappeared from underneath him. He's just
well, Isidore really should have filed in at that point because Tugas had already beaten him to the apex of the corner. So it would have been better for Tugas, but I think Isidore didn't realize how far they were ahead of the 4th place rider. So I think he was trying to stay tight with Tugas, but he doesn't have the benefit of watching it on the screen like we do.
Absolutely, and I'm sure things move a lot faster as you head down one of those straights. So Kai White taking the win. Tugas in 2, Strasdens in 3, Timo Popma going through in 4, and Quillen Isidore. He'll be disappointed, but there's always tomorrow. Vandenberg, Webster, Rodriguez, Chirac, Garayan, Nakai, Tatian Lu In San, also in this one, and Quentin Huber. And heat 14 of the 16th is a go, and Dave Vandenberg on the inside, but the American rider coming across. That will be Corbin Chirac. Chirac just working his way into 2, Vandenberg leading it out. That looks like Palominos in there in 3. Where is Leo Garayan? He's going to have to work his way in as well. He's in about 4th or 5th at the moment and trying to make some moves. But it's big Dave-O, Dave Vandenberg of the Netherlands. Chirac right there on him as they go down that 3rd straight just on the outside. These guys are going to go in 1 and 2. Chirac thought about the move and then changed his mind, thought better of it. Palominos going to go through in 3. Garayan's trying to make some moves down that final straight. Is he going to get it on the line? I don't think he is. The 227 of Liam Webster taking the fall. Garayan was shopping down that final straight, just couldn't quite make it happen.
Great ride by Vandenberg and Chirac. They will be 1 and 2, followed by Palominos and Webster. Those are your last 4 getting through the 16ths. The next time we see the men, it will be the 8th finals. Remember, 4 make it through to the next round. We are in single elimination as we work our way down to the final 8 of the day.
Next up, the 8th finals for the Elite Women, which will push them through to the quarterfinals. Some more exciting racing to come here at Papendal in the Netherlands at the 2019 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup. So things definitely getting a bit more hectic, Jason, as we move through the rounds.
Definitely a bit more hectic. Maybe our good friend Mark Willers can give us some insight in the Riders' Corner here at the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup in Papendal, the Netherlands. Just got word that
we're here again with Silva and Andre, the brand new baby daddy, flexing his Oakleys right there. We were actually supposed to have Nick Kimmin in here, and we were supposed to have Nick Kimmin twice in Manchester, but he just keeps blowing off the interview, so screw you, Nick.
I think it's too serious. He eats sandwiches all day with all the cheese right there, so he might be doing like a ham and cheese sandwich.
Probably. That's all they eat out here is bread. Yeah. So Thursday night, sometime Thursday, Ava had your baby girl, Louise.
Yeah, Louise is there, and the thing is, they're watching now. I think Louise might be sleeping or having a shit, but but yeah, they are behind the computer, and yeah, she called me at 3 a.m. So Thursday, 3 a.m. We got many trouble with like flight cancel and everything, so we pretty much drove 10 hours at 180, 90 with the manager. I hope he will keep his license. And yeah, the baby came at 11 p.m. So yeah, so far the best of moment of my life and Eva's life. Congrats to her, because everyone congrats me here. I like it, it's nice. But I think all the hard work goes to Eva, definitely.
Yeah, you had the easy job. So, did you get any pointers off Joris about being a new dad, and then did you just get up on the gate and cut him off?
Yeah, actually, in Manchester, because I haven't seen him since he got the baby, no small. So in Manchester, I went to him, he gave me a few tips, and yeah, now it's my turn, and seems like it's working. You know, he won Manchester after 2 months with the baby. I'm like 2 days, so maybe there's something in it. Well, yeah, it's tough. I haven't slept a lot. I went to our house last night because I had to wake up at 4 this morning. But I know Eva is behind me, and she wants me to ride. I want to ride as well, and yeah, I'm gonna keep that adrenaline on high for like I think today and tomorrow, and I'll be empty from like the entire next week, I guess. But it's okay.
Now I'm stoked you turned up. Everyone was telling me you weren't going to make it here, so I was hoping to have this interview, and you know, I wanted you back on the podium, and well, a couple steps further than last week as well.
That'd be cool. Like I've been successful here. I think the last 2 years, I made 3 podium out of the 4 races, 4 mains. But looking at this week and this weekend, and with everything what happened, if I'm in the main, I'll be happy because I have to fight against the like being tired and everything. But yeah, I think I'm quick, so I just gotta keep the energy on, and we'll see.
Right on. Look who's just turned up,
So
Mr.
You had a sandwich, right? You had like bacon, cheese, ham. There was a sandwich. Yeah, they love it.
For those that can't see, Nick Kimmin has finally turned up. 2 weeks late. We'll have time to get a few quick questions. Sure, go for it. Pleasure to have you in here. We just finished talking shit on you because you always fail to turn up. So I noticed you had you're in the 4th rack. Does that mean you had a slow lap, and were you just cruising, saving for the next ones, because you were clearly firing out of that gate on the first straight?
Well, thank you. But like the first round, I actually wanted to chill a little bit, but then the guy in second was pushing to the line, so I had to go a little faster than I wanted to. So that's why I was in fourth. Otherwise, I would have rather been in 14th or something. Just it's a long day. I always, I see a lot of guys who want to win every lap and want to get fast lap times like every single lap. But I always try to like save energy where I can and try to win it, but waste as less energy as possible.
So what's a personal lap time, best lap around here, and are you holding the track record? And do you plan to beat it today?
I think the time where I won last year was the lap record, and I think that was at 35.3. And like I rather win in 37 seconds than get fourth in a lap record, for example. So it's something that's fun, but it's not something I really think about. I think if you just focus on going as fast as possible, then that's stuff that just happens. It's not something I really focus on.
And so after your crash in Manchester when Corbin grenaded you into the first turn, any injuries? Don't worry about it. We're wrapping up and we've got to go back to the girls racing. So we'll catch up with you again maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, see you later.
There it is. Mark Willers and Nick Kimmin leaving us hanging, but that's okay because we're going right up to heat number 1 for the women. 8th finals. Reynolds, Buldinska, Huisman, Stansel, Stavo, Escobar, and Petch. Lauren Reynolds in lane 1. Look for her to be taking to the sky into the first corner. And we're ready.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Blasting out of the gate down the 8-meter. They're charging pretty hard. Looks like Stansel going to go straight to the front, the U.S. national champion. It's going to be Stansel, Reynolds taking it to the sky. Everyone else taking the low road into the first corner. Women getting rewarded for jumping that jump into the first corner as they gain more momentum. Stansel putting some distance between Reynolds. Reynolds putting some distance between her and third place. So it's going to be Stansel, Reynolds, and Huisman. Ruby Huisman, though, known to finish strong on this track as she did in earlier rounds today, going from last to first. Not sure if she can do that against Stansel and Reynolds. Nonetheless, though, she will get the third with Petch in fourth. So it's going to be USA, Australia, Netherlands, and New Zealand. Stansel, Reynolds, Huisman, and Petch making it through heat number 1 in the women's 8th final.
Yeah, so jumping that triple into the first turn, definitely paying off for Felicia Stansel and Lauren Reynolds. They go 1 and 2 in that one. Ruby Huisman in 3, Rebecca Petch of New Zealand in 4. Heat number 2 of the 8 finals for the elite women. Laura Smulders and Meryl Smulders, the sisters, both in this one. Erin Lockwood of Australia, Nadia Priest from Germany, Tano from Japan, Jessie Smith from New Zealand, and Emma Juteau from France. Close up of Nadia Priest. All ready for this one. So the Smulders sisters 1 and 2 on the inside in this one, and you'd be very foolish to bet against one of these two ladies making it into the first turn first. Meryl got it slightly wrong, but Laura didn't. Laura gets the whole shot. She's in there in 1. Nadia Priest in 2. Erin Lockwood in 3. Meryl's hanging on in 4 at the moment. Is she coming under pressure? We'll soon see as they head towards that second turn. Jessie Smith also in the mix as well. So Laura Smulders out front, where she's been pretty much the entire entity of the last 3 years. She's got a big gap there. So Laura Smulders is going to get it. Looks like Meryl's going to hang on for that 2 spot, getting slightly out of control down that straight. Nadia Priest for 3. Jessie Smith going through in 4, and Erin Lockwood in 5. Certainly, I think Meryl will want to tidy up that lap for the next round.
Well, she lives to fight another day, and that's what's important, but you are correct. Corrections can be made. So the sisters Smulders make it through, followed by Priest and Smith. Looking up to the hill in Heat 3, we see Valentino, Mayer, Curtis, Dudu, Danny George, and Dana Tucksher. Manon Valentino in lane 1, Camille Mayer in lane 2 with the Danimal, Danny George from the USA coming from the outside. Looks like Manon Valentino gets shut down. She's forced to take the low road into the first corner, but she's not going to leave enough room for Danny George to get around as Camille Mayer is running away with the first place right now down the second straight as they go into the second turn. Danny George skying those doubles down the second straight. As they spread out like an accordion, it's going to be Mayer, Valentino with Danny George in a distant third place, waiting to get an eye on fourth place. It looks like there's a battle going there. Maybe someone going from 6th to 4th. I don't know. We'll have to check. But it's going to be Mayer, Valentino, George, and the fourth place will be Curtis from Australia.
Yeah, definitely a battle going on between Liana Curtis and Matilda Dodu down that final straight. Liana getting the better of it. She's in there in 4. Danny George in 3. Manon Valentino, the series leader, in 2. And Camille Mayer in 1. Heat number 4 of the 8 finals for the elite women. Judy Bao, Restrepo from Colombia. Saya Sakakibara from Australia. Venita Peterzone from Latvia. Tessa Martinez from France. And Jui Yabuta from Japan. Restrepo, the national champion of Colombia, as evidenced by that sleeve. And Sakakibara, the Oceania champion. Heat 4 is go in the Elite Women 8 finals. Judy Bao and Saya Sakakibara heading towards turn number 1, both taking it to the sky. Saya Sakakibara nice and recovered now after that big crash in Manchester where she suffered from a concussion. She's in there in 2 though. Judy Bao leading it out. That looks like Restrepo in 3, and the rider in 4 might be the Latvian rider. That'll be Venita Peterzone, but it's all about the Dutch rider, Judy Bao. Holding on down this straight. Saya Sakakibara looking to make some moves. Is she going to get anything in that final turn? No, she's not. Just decides to play it safe, I think. Bao, Sakakibara going 1 and 2. Who's going to get the 3? Looks like Restrepo's going to get it. And the 4th place going to Yabuta from Japan. So a change for that final qualifying position.
Good ride by Yabuta getting that final position. Sakakibara looks like she's finding her form today. Definitely a great ride for her coming back from that injury from last big race in Manchester. There's your official bow. Sakakibara, Restrepo, and Yabuta. Looking up to the hill, we're going to see Merle Van Bentham, Elise Willoughby, Drew McKeelson, Mariana Pajón, Dominica Asuero, and Bethany Shriever. Wow, this one is already looking like a semifinal or main event. Merle Van Bentham training here and basically living here. She's in lane 1. Olympic gold and silver in this lap. Merle Van Bentham, the local hero here. Bethany Shriever, she's known to win a World Cup as well. Wow, Merle Van Bentham knocking out Mariana Pajón, or knocking her over, I should say, to the side. Mariana Pajón's going to have to fight for it now. I think she went off the track. But it's going to be Elise Willoughby just running away with it all by herself, looking to get an easy qualification position out of this lap. It's going to be Willoughby, Van Bentham. Looks like McKeelson find her way into 3rd, and Shriever holding on to that 4th place. But she's in trouble because Mariana Pajón is right behind her, and we'll see if that has to go to a photo finish, and it does. Right now, though, it's Willoughby, Van Bentham, McKeelson, and we're going to have to wait for the photo.
Yeah, that was pretty close. Both girls threw the bike at the line. Bethany Shriever just shaking her head slightly. Maybe she knows something that we don't, but only the official results will tell us. Oh, she's taking it. Bethany Shriever taking the 4th place from Mariana Pajón. Drew McKeelson in 3, Merle Van Bentham in 2, and Elise Willoughby out there in front. So the Olympic champion going out in the 8th
Done dirty
finals.
by Merle Van Bentham in the first corner.
Next up, heat number 6, Christiansen, Hatakeyama, Santos from Brazil. 2 different riders, Sarah Walker from New Zealand and Zoe Claessens from Switzerland. Still overcome with excitement from the last race.
That was a good race.
So the winner of round one in Manchester, Simone Christiansen, on the inside in this one. Got it slightly wrong going over that first jump, and it looks like the rider working the way in. That'll be Sarah Walker, who's going to get a whole shot. Oh, Christiansen ducking back underneath. So Christiansen, Walker going 1 and 2. Who's got the 3 at the moment? Looks like the Japanese rider. That'll be Takayama. She's worked her way into 3. There's a battle going on for 4 at the moment. Looks like the Brazilians are involved in it, but Simone Christiansen out front going down that straight. Sarah Walker looking smooth, making moves as they go towards the final turn. Is she going to dive underneath or just settle in there for the second spot? Looks like she's going to hold on to it. So Christiansen, Walker, Takayama. Who's going to get that 4th spot? It's going to be Reese Santos from Brazil. And that was heat number 6. There is your official result. Reese Santos in 4, Takayama in 3, Sarah Walker in 2, and Simone Christiansen from Denmark in 1.
So the next time we see the women, it will be for their quarterfinals. Again, 4 to get across the finish line. The top 4 to get across the finish line will move on to the semifinals as we work our way down to the final and fastest 8 women of the day. Next up, we have the men elite, their 8th finals. And you've guessed it, in order for them to get through to the quarterfinals, they will have to get 4th or better as they make it down to the final 8 fastest riders of the day. Thanks for joining us here at the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup here in Papendal, the Netherlands, in the province of Gelderland. Not too far off from famous World War II sites. The movie A Bridge Too Far. What was that? September 1944?
Yep, September 1944.
There we go.
But that was then and this is now.
This is now, and I believe we're going to go to Mark Willers, who may or may not have a surprise for us, but definitely someone interesting in the rider's corner. So we'll see everyone soon. View of the VIP, Mark Willers is running around after some of the riders, rounding them up. I think they are either warming up or cooling down, so as the race program moves further, it's harder and harder to talk to the riders, so maybe he'll even talk to some of the coaches or trainers. But until then, everyone is enjoying the sun here in Papendal.
Yeah, definitely turning into a beautiful evening. The crowd just taking the time, relaxing, enjoying a couple of drinks. That young lady says one day she'll be a world champion. Now that's confidence, Jason. That's what we like to see.
So my question would be, which day?
Maybe she's just waiting for her opportunity.
That's it. That's it.
But it's nice to have that confidence at an early age.
Confidence is great. I prefer belief, but we'll take it. All right, we're going to go into the 8th finals. Heat number 1, Daudet, Vandenberg, Turkelson, Pelliward, Popma, Webster, and D'Souza, looking like he chose lane 8.
That one's pretty loaded, that's for sure.
Yeah, so riders picking their lanes based on their qualifying positions or their qualifying times. So one rider can get a better time than someone else from their previous round, and they will choose the lanes. They get lane choice priority. So it starts to get pretty strategic at this point. And And with this wide open track and the long first straightaway, I think some of the stronger riders will just make it simple for themselves and opt for lane 8 and do their best to pedal around everybody and avoid getting cut off. There's Joris-Daudet, the Frenchman, current point leader in lane 1. Next to him, Dave Vandenberg. Down the hill they go. I'm going to be looking for Joris-Daudet to go straight to the front. Why? Because that's what he normally does. Harder to do when you have Dave Vandenberg right next to you. Looks like D'Souza almost made good use of lane 8, but now he's stuck on the outside, and I think Harmsen just did him dirty and ran him off the track almost, but definitely slowed him down. So now we have 2 Dutch riders in 2nd and 4th respectively. Meanwhile, oh, that's Papma, excuse me. Pelluard's in 3rd. So we have France, the Netherlands, France and the Netherlands. It's going to be Daudet, Vandenberg, Pelluard. Actually, Pelluard now a Colombian resident, excuse me, and Papma from the Netherlands.
Yeah, definitely stacking up the laps now in the 8th finals. Things getting very, very busy, as evidenced by that lap and the speed that it went. No problem for Joris-Daudet though, he was in control the whole way through. Looks like D'Souza's going to have to come back and have another crack at the next round. And that's the great thing about BMX, always another lap to go at. And there's your result. Joris-Daudet taking the win, Dave Vandenberg in 2, Vincent Pelluard in 3, and Tino Papma going through in 4. Heat 2 of the men's 8th finals, lining up Nick Kimmen of the Netherlands, Kai White, Cedric Bouty, Renato Rosende, Cameron Larson, Mathis Rago-Richard, and Roman Meyer. Nick Kimmen looks like he's lining himself up in his favoured gate 8. Definitely must be feeling it today, that's for sure.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Got 2 national champions in this one. Nick Kimmen, the national champion of Holland, and Kai White, the national champion of Great Britain. And those guys are going 1 and 2 into turn number 1. The French rider working his way in as well. That'll be Mathis Rago-Richard. He's in there in 3. Cedric Bouty in 4. But it's all about Nick Kimmen. Kai White right there, though, on his tail in that 2 spot. So the 2 national champions leading it through, opening up a little bit of a gap now. Bouty in 3, Rosende looking good for that qualification in 4, but I'm sure some pressure is going to come from Mathis Rago-Richard in 5. He's making his move in the final turn. Has he made it happen? I don't think he has. Rosende's held on to it. Kimmen, White, Rosende in 4, Bouty in 3, Meyer in 5, Larson in 6. But Nick Kimmen, Kai White, gone in that one, Jason.
Great ride by Kimmen and White. White looking quite strong out of the gate and down the first straightaway. A lot of people were saying that's the thing he needed to figure out. Let's see if he can make that happen all day long. Official Kimmen, White getting through to that next round, followed by Bouty and Rosende. Back up to the hill. World champion, new father, Sylvain Andre, Tori Naverstad, Mitchell Schotman, Justin Kimmen, Simba Darnand, Arboleda, and Bemelin. So we just heard from the current world champion saying he's riding on very little sleep after his baby was born just 2 days ago. Very little sleep, but still a lot of energy in the tank. But Arboleda showing us how it's done. He's just going to skip across that jump into the first corner, find his way into first. It's going to be Arboleda, the Colombian, the young Colombian, in front of the world champion of Sylvain Andre. Meanwhile, we have 2 Dutch riders, maybe even 3, fighting it out for that 4th place position. It's crazy back there. So Darnand in France holding people off, holding the Dutch contingent off. Let's see if he can do that. Not sure, but it's going to be Arboleda in first. Sylvain Andre finding his way, trying to get around, get for that lap time. Van Bemelin and Kimmen getting around Darnand.
Looks like the Dutch guys are pretty pleased about that one. It was very, very busy as they came down that final straight, and the Dutchies, well, they seem to have made it happen. Let's have a look for the results. Sylvain Andre just taking that win from Arboleda. Bart van Bemmelen in 3, Justin Kimmen in 4. Delight for the Dutch riders. Mitchell Schotman, he's going to have to try again in round number 4. Heat number 4, got Joris Harmsen of the Netherlands, Trey White from Great Britain, Amadou Mir from France, Corbin Girard from the USA, Alex Tugas from Canada, Alfredo Campo from Ecuador, and Roman Racine from France.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Joris Harmsen was charging at this race last year and he came to grief in that final corner when he slid out, so he's looking to make up for it today, but it looks like Alfredo Campo is going to lead into the turn, but no fear for Harmsen. He's back there in 2, Girard in 3, Racine in 4. Where is Trey White? He's working his way in, he's up into 4th now, shopping for a position at the side of Girard to work his way into 3, just to cement his way into the next round. Trey White now working his way up to 2, but the pressure is coming from Harmsen and Girard. It's all shuffling around. Here comes another rider on the inside. I think that's Tugas. Oh, it's tight in the final turn. Has Trey White done enough to get through? Might have lost a little bit of momentum. He's going to have to push it to the line. Is White going to hold on? I think he might have done. Trey White's in 4th, Harmsen in 3, Girard in 2.
What a stressful run for White. He thought he was in 2nd, then the 3rd. Then, wow, but you know, the traffic gets so crowded that sometimes you think you're moving up a position and it doesn't really help you out. So Campo, Girard, Harmsen, and White just making it through. Tugas a disappointing 5th.
Yeah, even my heart was beating a bit faster in that one.
Great clean racing, though. Could have gotten ugly real quick. As we move on to Heat 5, Sakakibara, Kadyshev, Villegas, Krzyzewski's, Ramirez, Palominos, and Rock and Roll Cole Tizar on the outside.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Kai Sakakibara looking to bring another bullet across the finish line with a 1st place. Rock and Roll Cole Tizar out there in 3rd. Looks like he's going to get dove on by Villegas. Villegas hanging out Rock and Roll Cole out to dry. Meanwhile, Kadyshev is trying to make a move, but it's going to be Sakakibara in front running away with it. Sakakibara followed by Palominos, Villegas, and the Magician in 4th place. Maybe he's going to be shopping for some insurance. We'll see if he can make a move. But right now, Sakakibara is going to take it to the front, across the finish line in 1st. A quite relaxed finish at that. So Sakakibara, Palominos, Villegas, and Ramirez, your top 4.
There is your official result. Kai Sakakibara taking the win. Palominos into Villegas of Argentina in 3 and Ramirez of Colombia in 4. Next up, heat number 6 of the 8th finals. Jay Shippers, Jared Garcia, Paddy Sharrock, Edwards Glazers, Roman Mayu, Corentin Dubois, and Kate Stindl from Germany. So a mixture of power and finesse in this one. Dotted across that gate.
Okay, riders, random start.
Let's see what happens.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Shippers and Garcia on the inside. Paddy Sharrock just getting squeezed ever so slightly as they go down that first straight, but it looks like Roman Mayu of France in and out of that first turn in front. Garcia looking good in the 2, Stindl in there in 3, and that would be Jay Shippers going through in 4. Where is Paddy Sharrock? He's in there in 5 and working his way in. Sharrock's up to 4 now. Can he pick up another position and cement his place inside the top 3? Mayu on fire in this one. He's got about 3 bike lengths on Garcia. The Dutch rider in there in 3. Sharrock's having another go underneath. He's worked his way in. There's a battle going down the final straight for that 3rd spot. Sharrock's going to end up in 4. Roman Mayu gets it. Garcia in 2. Shippers in 3. Sharrock in 4 and Stindl in 5.
Good ride by Romain Mayhew. Jared Garcia making his first appearance during the Supercross season here. He gets through. Shippers and Paddy Sharrock ever so sneaky in those corners, taking that final position. Carlos Oquendo, Jeremy Rinkarel, Twan Van Gent, Gonzalo Molina, Jeremy Smith, Gil Brunner, and Tristan Tornbies. They will be joining us for heat number 7 in the men's Elite 8th final. Lane number 1 sees Carlos Oquendo, Olympic medalist, London. Renkarel straight to the front, but Tron Van Gent is going straight to the front even more. Renkarel on the inside. We lose Oquendo on the inside. He goes down. Looks like it's 4 up. Molina going back to 4th, but it's going to be Van Gent and Renkarel. So Van Gent shutting down Renkarel. Don't know how that happened, but they stayed up. Now Renkarel fighting to keep his speed and keep 2nd place as Molina moves up to 3rd place now. And 5th place looking to make a move on 4th. But right now it's all Twan Van Gent heading to the finish line in 1st, followed by Renkarel, Brunner, and Molina.
And that was the replay of the Colombian rider taking the tumble. That was Carlos Oquendo. It's not a place you want to hit the deck in that first turn, but he's rolling away, which is nice to see. I'm sure there'll be a few bruises before he comes back tomorrow, has another go. And the 5-1-4 of Tristan Tornbies just crossing the line. There are your official results. Twan Van Gent, Jeremy Renkarel, Gil Brunner, and Gonzalo Molina, all transferring through to the quarterfinals from heat number 7. And heat number 8, the final 8th for the elite men are getting themselves set to go. David Graf of Switzerland, Yevgeny Klishenko, Russia, Arthur Pielard of France, Philip Schaub of Germany, Maynard Peel of New Zealand, Mika Strazdins of Latvia, and out in gate 8 on the 5.72, Louis Brettauer of Germany.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders, ready, watch the gate.
And it's all power on the inside 2 lanes with Graf and the 155 of Yevgeny Klishenko, but Klishenko struggling a little bit as the French rider comes through. That'll be Arthur Pielard, who's worked his way into that 2nd spot. Strazdins in 3, Brettauer going through in 4, but David Graf of Switzerland leading it out. Pielard just tracking him down, the Russian back up into 3, the Latvian in there in 4, Mika Strazdins. So Strazdins holding on to that final qualifying spot at the moment. Pressure coming though from the rider behind, but it doesn't matter to David Graf because he's going to go through that final turn and take this win. So Graf streaking down that straight. He's going to get this one. Graf's going to get it. Pilard's going to get 2. Looks like Klishenko in 3. Strazdins in 4. Maynard Peel, the unlucky guy, in 5. Certainly David Graf putting his laps together today.
Yep, David Graf, the fastest guy to not have yet won a World Cup, but we believe it's coming sooner or later. Maybe today will be his day. He definitely won that 8th, followed by Pielard, Klishenko, and Strazdins. Next time we see the men, it will be for the quarterfinals, as we are working our way through the program. So far, no huge upsets just yet, so that just means everyone that should be getting through is getting through here at the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup in Papendal, the Netherlands. This is where the Olympic team trains and lives. It's a great facility, and we are happy to bring you BMX racing at its finest. And I believe we can bring you Mark Willers with some of the finest BMX racers.
We are here with Amanda Carr out of Thailand via America. And so you're in Florida now. living there. You've been on a bit of a hiatus since Rio. Do you want to tell us what's been going on?
Yeah, well, I mean, after Rio, leading up to the games, it's always full on. Like, it's just exhausting, it's daunting, it's a lot of traveling. So I decided after Rio to just take like a personal break. And I did a lot of things like in that time. I finished my uni studies, so I graduated from college with my bachelor's in business. And then I self-contracted and built my own house and kind of started to settle down. But then UCI announced that they're going to open the doors for 24 girls now for the Olympics. So I said, let's see how the old legs go.
So then you turned up to Manchester 2 weeks ago, but you didn't race. Can you get into that?
There's just a little bit of an issue with the registration process, but with some support from good people in the sport, because BMX is, I mean, it's built on like good people and family. So with that support and the UCI helping me figure out the rules and stuff, we were able to resolve that a little bit, and so I'm able to get a go here.
Nice. So it's good to have you back out on the track, even though you did call it quits pretty early today.
I mean, you know, my last time racing here was 2016, and before Rio. So it's been a solid 3 years since I've been here, and it's quite remarkable actually to see the girls now are sending this triple, and it's nice that it's a little bit of a tailwind. So as you get older, you start to question like life a bit more when you're on the track. So it's pretty obvious that the triple is going to be imperative now, and that's something that I'll work on for tomorrow.
Yeah, I know how life gets important. My hiatus has been a little bit longer than yours. But so in those 2 years, has things really progressed much more than Rio for the girls, or do you think it's a steady pace?
I think for now, I think the tracks have kind of found like a plateau, like an even ground for the ladies. So it's nice that things are getting more wide open for the girls, and you can see some fantastic racing and passing throughout the track as opposed to single file after the first turn.
Yeah, it's incredible to watch you guys. I was saying that at Manchester, just seeing everybody pushing through jumps and actually battling each other. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you in here. Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Yeah, Amanda Carr, Olympian, having a conversation. The conditions here could not be better. Partly cloudy, so every now and then there's a bit of shade. 15 degrees. We'll call that a breeze. We won't call it wind at 17K an hour. And just look at the beautiful facilities. Sun shining brightly. There's our standings, our current Supercross World standings for the men. Joris Daudet, Andre, White, Kieman, Graf, Renkarel, Sharrock, and Arboleda.
And moving on to the women's standings, Manon Valentino leading it out. Judy Bow in there in 2, Simone Christiansen in 3, Natalia Afromova in 4, Merle Van Bentham, podium maker in Manchester in 5, Elise Willoughby in 6, Ruby Huisman in 7, and Sarah Walker in 8. And we're going to take you around the track here at Papendal under the safe guidance of the 500 bike of Renato Rezende from Brazil.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
If you've never seen a lap of the track here in Papendal before, this is how it works. An 8-metre start hill with the riders hit about 40 miles an hour at the bottom of it. Renato Rezende just following David Graf over that step-up triple into that first left-handed turn. The ladies go left, the gents go right. There's a big double, and then they drop down. It's another double, and then there's a big berm jump into that second turn where we head towards the rhythm section, Jason.
That's right. Coming out of the rhythm section, you're going to hit a huge. Coming out of the second, you're going to hit a huge step up into a double, into another double, then a step up, double step down into the last corner. Legs are burning here. This is where you're going to want to really pour it on. A double, another double, and then a double and a sneaky little roller just after that before the finish line. Don't forget that one as you pedal across the line. That is a lap here at Papendal. So, women elite coming up, quarterfinals, 4th or better will send them into the semifinals. BMX, you want to get 4th or better most every time, and that will keep you racing throughout the day as we whittle our way down to the final and fastest 8 in both the elite women and elite men categories. Valuable World Cup points are available here at this race, as well as we are in Olympic qualifying season, so it's only 2019, but many of these countries and some of these riders have their eyes set and their hopes and dreams set on 2020. So these World Cup races are important both for qualifying country and riders to the big Olympic Games in Tokyo in 2020. But as we know, staying in the moment is the most important. Staying in the moment, finding the flow, which means focusing on the race at hand. And here we are at the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup, where in Papendal, the Netherlands, in the province of Gelderland, not too far from the city of Arnhem. Sounds like a lot to say, but it's actually quite easy. The people here have been great. The racing so far has been superb. All of the big players have made it through that we know about, so no major upsets just yet.
Well, it's been a relatively straightforward day of racing, but
one upset, Mariana Pajón.
Oh yeah, that's true. And the quarterfinals are to come, so there may be an upset on the cards before the end of the day.
That's right, that's right. So these people in the crowd are enjoying the sun. They might seem a bit tame now. I can see Jelly Van Gorkum there in the crowd. Sam Willoughby, those are two Olympic medalists. Both silver medalists from two different Olympics. But this crowd will definitely get turned up, as they say, when those orange colors go across the finish line in qualifying positions.
Well, that's what the home crowd want to see. They want to see a Dutch winner.
Or host crowd, I suppose. Host crowd.
Yeah. Next up, we're going to see the Elite Women's Quarterfinals. First rack of riders atop that hill.
There we are, top the hill. Everyone's getting everything set as the riders get locked and loaded. That's what we say in the sport of BMX. I'm sure they say that in other sports as well. There's heat number one. Sakaki Bara, Valentino, Danny George, Hatakiyama, Felicia Stansel, and Yabuta. The riders choosing their own lanes. It seems like they have chosen to give themselves some space up there on the gate. So there's only 6 women. However, they are taking 4. And when there's 6 women on the track, the gate fits 8, obviously. There's more room on the track to make moves. So the 4th place position is a very stressful position because you have people hunting for you, as that's the last qualifying position. And as we see the pan, the wide shot of this track, there's a lot of track out there. It's wide open, very fast. Many different lines in these corners. So no one is really safe out there. No one's guaranteed qualification, I should say.
And I've noticed as well, Jason, just looking out the window from our commentary position, that the wind just seems to be picking up ever so slightly.
The breeze is turning into a slight wind. That is true.
So that could certainly make for some interesting scenarios.
Yeah.
As,
well, the viewers can see that as well with the leaves and the trees as they blow, as the wind is picking up. Felicia Stansel shaking out the legs, getting those fast twitch muscle fibers ready for the sprint ahead. She's the U.S. national champion as she gets straight in the gate. Manon Valentino just on the inside. She's the French national champion and current points leader for the Supercross series. Waiting for the official call from the starter as we see the women waiting patiently. Saya Sakakibara closest to the camera in lane 1. Next to her is Manon Valentino with her lucky heart socks on. Heat number 1, quarterfinals, Women Elite. Out of the gate they go, Saya Sakakibara. Let's see what happens. Manon Valentino with an unlikely bad start for her, but it's going to be Felicia Stansel just making her way from the outside to the front. She's going to take, she took it to the sky. She gets rewarded. Saya Sakakibara is in second. Manon Valentino finds her way into third, and where is the Danimal? Danny George can't find her. It looks like Yabuta's in fourth, but it's going to be Stansel, Sakakibara, Valentina, and Hatakiyama, Hatakiyama. She's going to find that fourth place position with a lot of space between fourth and fifth. So barring anything catastrophic, it's going to finish as you see it. Stansel, Sakakibara, Valentino, and Hatakiyama move on to the semifinal.
And that was a strong, confident lap from Felicia Stansel as well. She looked well in control, very, very comfortable, and that should bode well for her as she goes through to the semi-finals. And there is your result. Felicia Stansel taking the win in that quarter-final. Saya Sakakibara into Manon Valentino in 3, and Sai Takayama in 4. Danny George getting the dreaded 5th place. Heat number 2 of the quarterfinals for the Women Elite, lining up Camille Murr from France, Elise Willoughby from the USA, Merle van Bentham from the Netherlands, Drew McKeelson from Canada, Nadia Priest from Germany, and Jessie Smith out of New Zealand. Nadia Priest from Germany there, put some strong laps in today. She should be feeling pretty good in this one. Heat number 2 of the quarterfinals for the Elite Women are go. Oh, Elise Willoughby just tagging that first jump, but it's not slowing her up as she heads into turn number 1. Still gets over the triple. Camille Murr in there in 3. Merle van Bentham in 4. Drew McKeelson of Canada in 4. Nadia Priest in 5. But it's all about Elise, the Beast Willoughby. She's leading this one out. The French rider, Camille Murr, looking good in 2. Merle van Bentham looking nice and comfortable in 3. She's got a gap there to Drew McKeelson of Canada in 4. So the front 4 looking fairly safe in this one. Elise Willoughby's going to take it to the line. She's going to get the win. France are going to go through in 2. The Netherlands in 3. Canada in 4. And Germany in 5. So Team USA. 2 quarterfinals, 2 wins, Jason. That's looking good.
The women are looking strong. Elise Willoughby, Camille Murr, Merle van Bentham, Drew McKeelson with an impressive ride. I saw her taking it to the sky as well going into that first corner and holding off Nadia Priest for that final position. That's definitely to be commended as we head up to the hill for heat number 3 as we see Lauren Reynolds, Sarah Walker, Bethany Shriever, Leanna Curtis, Ruby Huisman, and Rebecca Petch. Again, the women opting to give themselves some space on the gate. All of them hoping for a clean start. And we're ready. Sarah Walker off to a great start. Bethany Shriever off to a terrible start. We'll see if she can make up some ground here. Lauren Reynolds is going to take it to the front. Don't know what happened to Sarah Walker. She takes the low road in the first corner. Going to end up in 3rd right now, but it's going to be Reynolds right now. Huisman, I believe, in 2nd with Walker in a somewhat distant 3rd place, but 4th place might be up for grabs.
It's Bethany Shriever.
Shriever coming around. She finds herself in a qualifying position so far, but Reynolds is looking to walk away with it. She wants no parts of any kind of drama as she's all by herself in front. So it'll be Reynolds, Huisman, followed by Walker, and Shriever trying to make up some ground as she gets the final qualifying spot.
Yeah, there was a bit of confusion going on down that second straight, and Bethany Shriever took the opportunity to make the most of it and just worked her way through into a top 4 position. And there is your result. Lauren Reynolds taking the win, Ruby Huisman in 2, Sarah Walker in 3, and Bethany Shriever in 4. Last of the quarterfinals coming up for the Women Elite. And there is your start list. Laura Smulders from the Netherlands alongside Judy Bow, Simone Christiansen from Denmark, Meryl Smulders from the Netherlands, Restrepo from Colombia, and Paula Reis Santos from Brazil on that 78 plate.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders, ready, watch the gate.
So the last of the quarterfinals for the Women Elite contains your reigning world champion Laura Smulders, and there she is on the inside, working away into turn number 1 in the lead with her sister Meryl, just ducking in behind her. Simone Christiansen in there in 3, Judy Bow in 4, so it's almost like a repeat of the World Championship final back in Baku with the 3 Dutch riders inside the top 4, but Laura Smulders taking this one away at the moment. Meryl's just tucked in right there in 2 and looking very, very smooth. Simone Christiansen trying to make some moves. Here comes Judy Bow inside the top 4. Looks like these 4 ladies are going through because there's a big gap to 5. But it's all about Laura Smulders. She's going to take it. Meryl's going to take the 2 spot. Simone Christiansen in 3. Judy Bow in 4.
We lost a rider in the first turn. Don't know exactly how that happened as the medics are checking on her.
That's Paula Reis Santos from Brazil. We didn't see that one on our screen. Let's hope she's okay though.
There's your official Laura Smulders, Meryl Smulders, Simone Christensen, and Judy Bow. They make it through to the semifinals. Next time we see the women, it will be for the semifinals. We're only down to 16 now in the women elite category. And unfortunately, only 8 make it to the final main event.
Paula Reis Santos actually walking away from that one, which is good to see. And we move to the Men Elite quarterfinals, which will transfer through 4 riders from each lap into the semis. This is round number 3 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup here in Papendal, the Netherlands. And we've got 8 very fast elite men on top of that 8-meter hill. Everybody keeping themselves fairly relaxed.
Trying to stay cool.
Yeah.
Twan Van Gent looking very focused. Didn't have his best showing during rounds 1 and 2. So he's going to want to make a difference here. Heat 1, quarterfinal elite men. Arboleda, Sakaki Bar, Twan Van Gent, Jay Shippers, Palominos, Justin Keeman, Gonzalo Molino, and Nick Keeman. So we're going to watch the elite men roll into the gate. It's always interesting to see the process they have. Everyone has their own superstitious fidgets, movements, habits. Some of it by design. Lane 1, the young Diego Arboleda. Definitely been impressive in round 1 and 2 in Manchester. Kai Sakakibara in lane 2. He has not lost a lap today. Neither is Twan Van Gent next to him, so excited to bring you this moto, this heat. Kai Sakakibara off to a great start, shutting down Arboleda. Looks like Twan Van Gent with one of his worst starts ever as he goes straight to the back of the pack. But it's going to be Nick Kimmin straight out of lane 8. It's going to be Kimmin, Sakakibara. Looks like Palomino might be in 3rd place, and a young Justin Kimmin in 4th. With Molina behind him, no one's safe. Remember that. In 4th place, you are not safe. So as long as you have someone behind you, there's a chance you could be a target, but Nick Kimmin is definitely not a target in 1st place. So it's going to be Kimmin, Sakakibara taking up all the space in the last straightaway. Justin Kimmin fighting for some insurance. And it's going to be Kimmin, Sakakibara, Palominos, and Shippers, actually. Excuse me, Shippers getting through. Great race by Shippers.
And there's your official results. The confidence of Nick Kimmin knows no bounds. He wins again from lane number 8. Kai Sakakibara in there in 2. Palominos in 3. Jay Shippers in 4. And they'll go through to the semis. Heat number 2 of the quarterfinals of the men elites lining up on the gate. We've got Cedric Bouty from Switzerland, Klashenko from Russia, Kai White from Great Britain, Alfredo Campo from Ecuador, Mika Strazdins from Latvia, Roman Mayu from France, Tino Potmer from the Netherlands, and Gil Brunner from Switzerland. The gate drops on heat number 2. Kai White didn't get the best of start, so he's going to have to work his way through the pack, I think, as they head in towards turn number 1. The Russians are in there, but it looks like Campo's going to get the whole shot. Campo, Mayu, Klashenko, Strazdins, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here comes Kai White. He's worked his way into the top 4. Now he'll be shopping for another position to try and get some insurance, but it's a Roman Mayu out of France. Campo chasing him down on that 3rd straight. Looks like Klashenko in 3. White's in there in 4, and White's trying to make some moves and pick up another position in that final turn, diving underneath. Roman Mayu's got this one. He's going to get it. Campo in 2. Who's going to get the 3? Is White going to steal it at the line? Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. It's come down to a photo finish. Either way, both riders are through and can breathe again until the next one.
Meanwhile, Mayhew quietly winning all these laps. Looking very strong and solid today.
Very much so.
Nice replay there. Kai White ready and prepared for the hit. Doesn't matter though, as the Swiss rider just doesn't have enough speed or traction to catch White or stay up. There's your official Mayhew, Campo, Klashenko, and White. Heat number 3, men's elite, quarterfinal. Graf, Andre, Vandenberg, Resende, Harmsen, Renkarel, Villegas, and Pelluard. Red light means race, red means go. As the horns go, there goes Graf straight to the front. Sylvain Andre finds himself in the pack in the first corner. He's going to jump himself into 4th place and just behind 2 Dutch riders. I think that's Vandenberg and Harmsen, or Harmsen and Vandenberg. The Dutch clone army doing their thing, riding strong, but David Graf wanting to make a hot lap so he can have a great lane choice in the semi, over jumping that big step up just a little bit, maintaining his speed though, so it's going to be Graf, the 2 Dutch riders, Harmsen, Vandenberg, or Vandenberg, Harmsen, and then Renkarel finding his way in. So it's Graf, Vandenberg, Harmsen, Renkarel, and what a disappointing finish for Sylvain Andre with his helmet already off.
Yeah, not a place you expect to see Sylvain Andre, I'll try that again, which is 6th in a quarterfinal.
You're speechless.
Yeah, speechless. Jeremy Renkerel in 4th, Harmson in 3, Big Davo in the 2. Oh,
I think Andre just in 4th being caught up in that traffic, and those are 2 big guys, hard to see around. And I think Renkerel just kind of took advantage of it.
yeah, Pilar, Dode, Van Bemmelen, Garcia, Sharrock, Sherrard, Ramirez, and Trey White all in the last of the quarterfinals for the elite men. Let's see what happens. So 2 French riders on the inside, the British guys are on the outside, so this is going to be a rough one to get through, but Joris Dode, where he normally is, out in front. Arthur Pilard working his way in behind. Is that Jared Garcia? It is. He's working his way into there as well. And Corbin Sherrard. So America got some riders in there at the moment, but here comes the Colombian. That's Carlos Ramirez. He's worked his way into 4. No such troubles, though, for Joris Dode and Arthur Pilard. Those guys going 1 and 2. Sherrard looking strong in 3. Ramirez in 4. I think that's the way it's going to finish because there's a gap going through to Paddy Sharrock in 5. So France going to go 1 and 2. USA going to go 3. Colombia in 4. Sharrock in 5, but the French just dominating and looking good alongside the Dutch.
Yeah, looks like Ramirez is finding his feet. Not the best showing in Manchester a couple weeks ago, but Ramirez looking definitely stronger, like he took notes. Riding very strong. Disappointing for Sharrock and Trey White, as well as Van Bemmelen. So there's your official: Dode, Pilard, Sherrard, and the magician, Carlos Ramirez. Next time we see the men, it will be the semifinals. We're down to the only 16, and we are going to go, we're going to half that after the semis and get to the final 8. Racing gets tighter as the day gets longer. We're going to go back in time just a couple weeks to Manchester, where we experienced rounds 1 and 2 at the National Cycling Center in Great Britain. Round 1. See the semis, we see a lot of action going on, crashes. We see Van Bentham and Bow finishing 1 and 2 in that semi. And the kids having fun with each other. And then on to the second semi of the day, we see Stancil taking charge of that race with Valentino bringing that in.
Yeah, moving on to the men, you had Sylvain Andre and the Dutch rider just lined up there looking very, very focused, but it was Jeremy Renkerel who smoothed his way in. Paddy Sharrock having the ride of a lifetime, making his very first World Cup final on his home track, and wasn't he happy about that? Sherrard on the inside in the next one with Dode. Those guys heading down that first straight, and it all got crazy in the first turn. Everybody got caught up in it except Joris Dode. Nick Kimmer managed to work his way in as they went across that line, but Dode, that was the easiest semi-final win I think he'll ever get. Kids just wanted to boogie.
We line up for the women's final in round 1. See Stancil in lane 1. Many thought this might have been her day, but she didn't get off to a great start. She goes down in the first straight, but Simone Christensen, pretty much wire to wire, takes it start to finish all the way to the finish line, followed by Judy Bow and Merle Van Bentham.
Simone working under the tutelage of Liam Phillips, and it's definitely paying off for her. Judy Bow and Merle Van Bentham in there in 2 and 3. Merle repeating her podium of 2013 as we moved on to the Elite Men final. It contained Paddy Sharrock from Great Britain making his first World Cup final. So he was looking for a good result in this one, but Joris Dode, he just picked up where he left off in that semi-final. Just worked his way around, smooth and in control, took it to the line, and took another World Cup win. Paddy Sharrock coming through for 5, Sylvain Andre in there as well, and Jeremy Renkerel, all for a French 1, 2, 3. And wasn't Sylvain Andre happy about it?
Yeah, Sylvain Andre just beating out David Graff to get on the podium, as it's a French 1-2-3. Winners are grinners, as we say. That was round 1 of Manchester, with Christensen and Daudet winning. As we go to round 2, where in the same place as we start out with the women's semis, we see Laura Smulders and Felicia Stansel. Felicia Stansel winning that semi against the world champion, looking very strong, making up for round 1's crash in the main event. Semi number 2 with the women in round 2. We see Elise Willoughby in lane 1. She's going to go straight to the front, as she normally does, in front of Manon Valentino, to get that qualifying spot for the final in round 2.
Moving on to the elite men, Sylvain Andre, Nick Kimmin, David Graff, all the heavy hitters in these semi-finals, and there was no quarter asked or given as they streaked down that straight. Kimmin out there on the outside, but Graff looking really, really good. We all thought it was going to be his day, and he took that win in the semi-final with Kimmin in there in 2. Alfredo Campo and Arboleda, South American cavalry, were charging in that second semi-final. Campo looking really, really good. But as they headed through, there was an English rider in there in that 3 spot. That would have been Kai White. But the South Americans definitely happy about what was going on.
Yeah, so lining up for the main event, round 2, we have a world champion, we have a French national champion, we have Olympic silver medalist, we have the U.S. national champion, but Elise Willoughby goes straight to the front in the main event, looking like she was going to take it all the way until this happens. Slides out in the last corner. Smulders goes off the track, and then the French rider Valentino finds her way to the front for the win.
It had definitely been a while since Manon Valentino had a result like that, and she was over the moon. The tears were flowing at the finish line, but she was all smiles when she got on the podium. Moving on to the elite men final, David Graff, Alfredo Campo, Joris Daudet. You know, if you were a betting man, you literally couldn't pick a winner. It was all about who was going to get around that track in one piece and stay upright. And David Graff certainly made it pay until we got to the second turn, and fate struck him a cruel hand as he slid out, and that left Kai White to lead it out. And the Great Britain crowd were going absolutely berserk at this point, and they brought it to the line. Kai White taking his World Cup win, his very, very first one, in front of the home crowd, jumping up and down, delight and joy. The family were going nuts in the stand, and wasn't he happy? So there you have your result. Kai White, Nick Kimmin, Diego Arboleda taking his first podium, and his teammates, Kai White's teammates, congratulating him. A big hug from his mum, and smiles all round on the podium.
So the Women World Cup standings, Manon Valentino at the top of the list with that win and a main event. So 2 finals she made, and then for the men, Joris Daudet and Sylvain Andre, 1 and 2 there at the top of the heap in the World Cup standings, with Kai White in 3rd actually for the overall standings. But
Tyler Brown, it was a pleasure to have you in the tent, and you weren't in Manchester, but Jamie was there on your behalf for USA Cycling, but you subbed in for Belgium and spent the last week there for training with the guys. So how did that go?
Yeah, it was good. Like you said, Jamie was the house dad there in Manchester, so I jumped over. I'm babysitting this week. So we had a really good time. We went to, like you said, Manchester with the group. Then we took them to Zolder for some time there, and I kind of took over a training camp. And then here we are in Poppet, all ready to go.
And how's the team been feeling out there?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty good. I mean, this has always been a good race for us. As far as, like, there's been a few crashes over the years and stuff like that, but we've got some riders looking really good today, so I'm excited to see how they go.
I got to be honest, but the US depth is lacking. You know, Europe, this big Swiss team, big French team, big Dutch team. You know, when's the glory days for the US coming back?
You know what? I don't disagree with you. Like, we still have some heavy hitters, but it's kind of funny. We were talking about this. The European series is almost kind of taking over what the USA series used to be. Like, the tracks are a little bit more technical over here. You're getting a lot more riders, and you're seeing riders like the Sakaki Bars coming from Australia to live here instead of the USA. So it's kind of taking an interesting turn, and I can't necessarily say when it's going to be back in the USA. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes ahead.
You heard it here first, folks.
Right here.
Yeah, so I noticed a lot of Kiwis are doing the same thing, and people can base themselves out of anywhere with Instagram and social media and all that now, so they just go where the competition is and the sponsors will follow.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, that's kind of an interesting thing because I think the USA still has like the sponsorship and stuff like that. But I mean, you're definitely getting the riders. I mean, look at Zolder. They had, what did they have, like 80 or something elite men class and something like that. And I mean, the USA were maybe getting quarters, a few here and there. I mean, you still have all the top guys though. Like, look at Joris. He's still in America. Like, you still have plenty of fast guys. It's just you're going to have a little bit maybe more fast guys in Europe at the moment, where everybody used to just go to the USA. Yeah.
All right, and we're going to switch it up to life. You and Cass Cass is having the child.
Yes.
So that's in about 6 weeks' time. So you getting excited about that?
Yeah, I'm super excited. So we're having our first baby. It's a little girl. So the wife is at home pregnant. Hi, babe. Miss you. Love you. But yeah, so I'm going to be skipping Paris just for the fact that it's kind of getting close to that baby time. Like Sylvain had his baby the other day. I don't want to be there to miss it. So I'm going to be home after this one.
Yeah, I hope my wife Chelsea isn't watching because everyone that I've been talking to has got baby fever. So I'm not ready yet.
You're up next. The countdown begins.
So outside of USA cycling, how do you spend your 9 to 5 outside of Chula as well?
To be honest, it's pretty much BMX. Like from when I wake up to when I go to sleep at night. I train the guys during the day, then we run the BMX track all night, and I've dabbled in a few little business things outside of that. But to be honest, it's mainly just BMX, and more BMX for me at the moment.
And you've recently stopped riding Saturdays at Chula. Was that a Chula cycling position, or was that your choice to do that?
Kind of a combo of both. The training center wanted their weekends open for running events, and up until then, I hadn't had a weekend off in I think 6 years. So I was really looking forward to having a weekend off. But mainly the training center's like, hey, when we do big events, we would prefer not to have the BMX track running. So we're more of a 9 to 5 track, or Monday through Friday track rather.
So it's getting tough now, but we need to get you up to Wildemar to come check out the backyard.
I want to so bad. And every time, like the one weekend when you do something, I'm having like a state race at the track and can't come or something like that. So trust me, I want to.
Well, we'll see if I make it down next week for the baby shower. Well, maybe the comments can tell me if I'm supposed to go to a co-ed baby shower.
Everybody out there, you need to tell this guy to come down. It's my baby shower. And fair enough, I don't come to his house, but he can come down to mine. So leave in the comments, tell him to come down and say hi, and he'll see the big pregnant mom before the baby comes.
Right, thank you, Tyler. It's been a pleasure having you in there. We'll let you get back to work.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so next up, we have Women Elite Semifinals. Fourth or better will keep you in the hunt for the dream. Fifth or worse will send you wanting for more. What do you say, Rich? What do you expect?
I expect high octane, crazy racing, and maybe we might just get to a few shocks. We'll soon see. I mean, these semis are completely stacked anyway, so just looking at the list, it could be any one of 16 ladies taking a win. I'm just excited to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I believe they spread them pretty evenly. So, I mean, they're both very difficult semis to qualify out of, but they both seem like they're evenly spread out. But let's see. Heat number 1 is going to be Smolders, Bow, Willoughby, Van Bentham, Huisman, Hatakeyama, Shriver, and Sakakibara. And I believe we're going to get up close and personal introductions.
That's always nice, so the fans at home can pick their favourite rider, cheer them on. They know exactly who they're looking for.
So there we are. The young Saya Sakakibara, number 6, crashing a couple weeks ago in Manchester. So she took some time off. She's finding her feet underneath her so far in the semi. Bethany Shriver, kind of an up and down day, yet she still finds herself in the semifinal. So she wants to work on some consistency. Next to her, Sai Hatakeyama, in lane 6. Just making sure the goggles are clean. Ruby Huisman, she had a podium in Manchester, looking to make the final in front of the home crowd, along with Merle Van Bentham, teammate, and I'd say one of the veterans up there on the gate. Elise Willoughby, Rio Olympic silver medalist, 2017 world champion. Number 3 is Judy Bow. She found herself on the podium as well in Manchester. And Laura Smulders, world champion. That bright white, clean uniform, the rainbow stripes signifying she is the world champion. Not just a world champion, but the world champion. And we're ready to go. Heat number 1. Could be anybody's race. Looks like Willoughby's off to a great start, but Smulders on the inside. She cases the first jump just a bit. Looks like Willoughby's going to take it to the sky. Smulders actually takes the low road. She finds herself in third, might be in a bit of trouble. Schriever in the pack is going to look for some more space, but Bow's in second, catching up on Elise Willoughby right now, as I'm going to hand it over to Rich.
Yeah, it's Willoughby and Bow looking good in the 1 and 2. It looks like Laura Smulders is in a little bit of trouble at the moment because Rudy Huseman has worked her way into 4. So a battle out front. Has Laura Smulders got anything left down that final straight? She's back there in 5. She's got to catch Saya Sakakibara. Is she going to make it happen down the final straight? She's pushing hard. It's going to be a tough finish. Huseman, Smulders, Sakakibara in 5th. Looks like Laura Smulders just stole it at the line, but she really had to work hard for it.
What a race. Smulders could not let that happen, obviously. Great race by her. Shows you why she's a champion. 3 Dutch riders make it through this semifinal. Bow, Willoughby, the only American, Huseman, and Smulders making it through.
Need to take a breath, I think, after that one. Semi-final number 2, Merrill Smulders from the Netherlands, Lauren Reynolds from Australia, Simone Christiansen from Denmark, Camille Mer from France, Manon Valentino from France, Drew McKeelson from Canada, Sarah Walker from New Zealand, and Simone Christiansen from Denmark. Lining up on the 23 plates, we have got from the USA, Felicia Stansel. Next up on the inside, lane number 7, won a medal at the 2012 Olympics in London. On the 96 plate, Sarah Walker. On the 155, out of Canada, been riding really consistently all day long, Drew McKeelson. And your series leader running the red plate, the 971 from France, Manon Valentino. Next up on the treble 7, another fast French woman. In gate 4, that's Camille Mer.
She's definitely stepped it up this year.
For sure. Gate number 3 on the 5 plate, she won the first round in Manchester. Her first World Cup win for Simone Christiansen. Lane number 2 on the 21 out of Australia, resides in the USA. She's been taking it to the sky over that triple into the first turn, Lauren Reynolds. And lane number 1 on the 2 plate, the other of the Smulders sisters, doing it for Team TV Sport, Merrill Smulders. Semi-final number 2, Women Elite, about to go. Semi-final number 2, Women Elite, round 3 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup here in Papendal. Merrill Smulders has got a good one. She's leading it into the turn. Looks like Stansel on the outside. Lauren Reynolds getting tangled up with Simone Christiansen. It's getting very, very busy. Drew McKeelson of Canada, he's working her way in. She's in 3, Christiansen in 4. Smulders still leading it out, and Stansel in 2, Jason.
This is a great ride by Smulders. Stansel in second place. She may be the quiet favorite. Meanwhile, McKeelson with a very impressive third place. Oh no, now she's in 4th place. She might be in trouble. If she gets through this, this will definitely be an impressive ride for her. It's going to be Smulders, Stansel, Christensen, and McKeelson getting through, making the final.
She'll be delighted with that one, I'm sure. I think that's her first World Cup final made. Great ride there from the Canadian. Meryl Smulders taking the win. Felicia Stansel in 2. Simone Christiansen in 3. Drew McKeelson in 4. Lauren Reynolds will be very disappointed with that one. Just got tangled up down that first straight. There was a bit of bumping and banging and she came off second best. She's not made it through. She's going to have to wait for round number 4.
Next time we see the women, it will be for the final, as we are down to the final 8 women. So they're all going to go recover, rest up, and get ready to put on a great show. And now we have the men elite semifinals coming up. Get ready for some tight racing action here, as any 16 of them are capable of making the main, and probably any 10 of them are capable of winning it. Here at the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup in Papendal, the Netherlands. Sun is shining brightly on this beautiful track, this great facility. As you see, the crowd has definitely picked up. The stands are full, because they know what's about to happen. All the very important people and all the other very important people in the crowd. They always historically do a great job in this country of promoting BMX and BMX races dating back to the 80s. So it's no surprise that we are here at an Olympic level track at an Olympic training facility, that the stands are full for BMX Supercross World Cup. Incidentally, this facility will be hosting the World Championships for BMX in 2021. They are already making preparations for it. So if there's one thing we can say about the people of the Netherlands, they like to be prepared.
I think a World Championship at this facility will be absolutely superb, Jason. That means the addition of a 5-meter hill as well.
That does, that does. So many people who have watched the Supercrosses around the world will have an opportunity to ride this very track when the World Championships comes here. So all the players are up on the hill waiting for the officials to allow them into the gate. Remember, the riders choose their lanes based on qualifying times. So strategy does play a part, as some riders may have better starts than others and feel more comfortable on certain sides of the gate. Heat 1, we're going to see Sakakibara, Dade, Vandenberg, Shippers, Harmsen, Klashenko, Renkrell, and Mayhew. As they get locked and loaded. Lane 8 sees the number 100 of Romain Mayhew. Relatively quiet, but a very loud and resounding first straight he has. Next to him is his teammate and countryman, Jeremy Renkerel. He found himself in a podium position in Manchester, looking to make the main event again. Evgeny Klashenko riding very consistently today. Next to him, the number 4, Joris Harmsen. There's a lot of horsepower in there. He was winning this race last year and went down in the last corner. Jay Shipper's teammate to both Joris Harmsen and this fella, Mr. Dave Vandenberg, horsepower hour, number 8, waving to the crowd. Joris Daudet, no stranger to winning or leading a points chase, whether it's the UCI Supercross World Cup or at the US at their national series. And young Kai Sakakibara, been in lane 1 all day and making good use of it. The double 7. And actually with Joris in lane 2, it's not a bad place for Sakakibara to be in lane 1. And we're ready. Lot of Dutch riders. Looks like they might have canceled each other out. Not sure. Joris Daudet going straight to the front, leaving room for Kai Sakakibara. But I think that's Harmsen leaning on the inside, so it's going to be Daudet, Mayhew, and Renkerel. So French up front. Sakakibara finding his way into 4th with an overjump. Let's see if he can hold on to it.
Yeah, Daudet leading it out. Roman Mayu in there in 2, and it looks like Jeremy Renkerel. So the French are going 1, 2, 3. This might be going pear-shaped for the Dutch because one rider's in there in 5, and it's Harmsen. He's going to have to make some moves down that final straight.
Good move by Sakakibara.
In there in 4. Can Harmsen make it happen?
Oh, gets crooked. Don't know if they're going to count that as okay. Sakakibara might have impeded the other rider. I don't know how they're going to rule on that. But wow, Sakakibara had a great move in the last corner and then got a little stiff in the last straight, but managed to hold on to it. There's your official Joris Daudet, Romain Mayhew, Jeremy Renkerel, and Kai Sakakibara. Wow.
Wow, all about the French in that one, Jason, for sure. Big shock to have 3 Dutch riders in that semi-final and not have any of them make it through. Here we go with heat number 2 of the semis. Graf, Pilard, Campo, Palaminos, Sherrar, Kai White, Carlos Ramirez, and Nick Kimmen, all in this one. And on the 3-1-3 plate, your reigning World Cup champion, Mr. Nick Kimmen. Definitely feeling it today, taking lane 8 in the semi. 278 plates in there in lane number 7, out of Colombia. That is Mr. Carlos Ramirez. Lane number 6 doing it for Great Britain on the 87 plate. Took his first World Cup win in Manchester just 2 weeks ago. Gets stronger as the lap goes on. Kai White. Lane 5 on the 24 plate. Doing it for Team USA. He was the world champion. Took that title at Rock Hill in 2017. Corbin Sherrar. Riding for Chile on the 252 plate. Fast and smooth, and like the South American riders are, always aggressive. That is Palaminos. On the 593. Came so close in the World Championships last year, going down in that memorable semi-final. That's Alfredo Campo from Ecuador. On the 130, looking cool, calm and relaxed, just keeping those nerves in check. Arthur Pilard from France. Gate number 1. On the inside, rocking the 7 plate for Switzerland, David Graf. Heat number 2 of the semis, men elite, here in Papendal. Semi-final number 2 elite men is underway. They are charging down the straight.
Drops a pedal.
Yeah, and it looks like Campo and Kimmen coming from lane 8 again. Oh, he's absolutely on fire today. He's Nick Kimmen. He's in there in 1. Alfredo Campo in 2. David Graff in 3. That looks like Palominos in 4. So Palominos might be making his very first World Cup main.
Might be making his first main, but we'll see. Everyone's looking for Kai White. We can't find him, but it's Kimmen, Campo, Graff making up some room. He wants better lane choice. Looks like we have a battle going on. Arboleta goes down. Looks like the French rider, Pollard, but now we have Kai White scooping up on the French rider. I don't know if he's going to do it. It's going to be Kimmen, Graff, Campo, and Pollard getting through. Wow.
Yeah, all the craziness going on in the last turn. 2 riders going down. Kai White just wasn't close enough to strike and ended up in that 5th spot. So Ramirez taking a tumble in the final turn. Somebody had to throw a move in there, and it was Palominos just pushed him up the turn. He slid out a little bit, and that allowed Pilar to duck underneath and take that final spot. Look at Kai White. He was so close, just couldn't drive his bike down that final straight.
Ramirez ran out of magic. Right now, though, that's your official. Kimmen, Graff, Campo, and Pollard. White, Palominos, Shara, and Ramirez done for the day.
I think it's looking strong for the French in that main event, Jason.
Well, the next time we see the men, it will be the final. Will Nick Kimmen pick lane 8? Will Yorstad A beat Nick down the first straight? Will Kai Sakakibara manage to get a top 3 for the first time ever? Who knows?
Questions to be answered.
Questions to
very,
be answered.
very shortly.
Hi, I'm Søren Christensen. We're here for the 3rd and 4th World Cup of the season, just coming out of Manchester. In Manchester, I got my first win on the Saturday, and yeah, it was an amazing feeling. And obviously, I've worked so hard. I've been in the game now for a very long time. Yeah, it's just so nice to see like your hard work pays off. And I've been so close, like making a few podiums here and there. But my big goal for this season was to get a win. And doing that, the very first World Cup was crazy. And then even doing it, and my coach's home where he won so many. And yeah, speaking of that, I'm really happy about my decision about going down to Eagle at the UCI Center and training with the CMC team, training with Liam Phillips. Hello. Yeah, obviously that paid off really well. Taking a win in Manchester meant a lot for me. I hope that it's gonna make it a little bit easier for the next time, because now I know I can do it, and yeah, hopefully that only helps me mentally to be able to win even more, and yeah, just race all the other fast girls and hopefully beat them more than this one time for the rest of the season.
I'm Nick Kimmen, BMX racer from the Dutch national team. Today we are at Papendal, my home track, and I'm going to give you a lap around the track. We all start at the top of the ramp, an 8-meter high start ramp with a pro gate where we start with 8 guys at the same time. You go down the ramp as fast as you can. You start with a triple, and after that a double and another triple going into the first turn. It's pretty mellow, not too technical, but especially with the tailwind today, it's going to be really fast. Over the first turn, we split. The girls go to the left, the men go to the right. This straight is going to be interesting today because we got a headwind, so these doubles are big for both the men and the women. So it's going to be tricky. You're going to have to be on point to make it through. So I expect to see some passes there today. Then the third straight, the girls have a pretty technical third straight with some pretty deep doubles. The men have a relatively easy third straight, but you know that's the point where your legs start hurting and you're starting to get tired, so you really want to get every backside as smooth as possible. A tricky last turn, I would say. It's kind of flat, so yeah, I also expect to see some passes there, followed by a technical last straight where we've seen a lot of passes in the past, and I think today will be no different. Yeah, it's a big track. We are really lucky that we can train on a track like this every single day, and I'm really looking forward to race on home soil this weekend.
Joris Dode is the winner of the first UCI BMX Supercross run in 2019. We're here in Papendal, and I'm here to talk about my bike. So I'm currently riding a Chase Bicycle Act 1.0 carbon frame. The evolution of the frame have been amazing. You know, the last few years we've been riding from chromoly to aluminum and now carbon frame. So it's been a pretty good change. You know, I really enjoy riding my carbon bike. I think everyone is getting stronger in the last few years, so we really need a stiffer bike and a strong bike as well. You know, because the jump are getting bigger as well. So yeah, riding a Chase bicycle carbon frame. I also ride the Shimano crank. I've been riding that for many years. It's very stiff, very performance too as well. So it's very good. Also riding the DXR pedal. Shimano have been doing a lot of work for the special BMX pedal. So it's been great so far. And the new addition is a new carbon rims. It's amazing. You know, I never rode the carbon rim before, and I really enjoy it. I find it a lot stiffer on the track, in the turn, and at the bottom of the hill as well. So when I talk about my tires, so I'm using in the front the tire gap power band, and at the back the tire gap power block. I've been using those tires for many years now. It's amazing. You know, it's the only point of contact on my bike, and I'm always confident. You know, when I ride, I know always that they're gonna help me in the turn, and they're gonna help me on the track. You know, to be faster. I'm really happy with my bike and my setup at the moment.
Well, if you are just tuning in, boy, did you pick the right time to do it here at the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup in Papendal, the Netherlands, because we are down to the final 8 women and the final 8 men.
I don't think I can take the excitement, Jason.
As you can see, sun is shining bright here on the track. We had a great explanation from Nick Kimmin, his home track, training track, and now racetrack, of how he gets around. He said your legs are burning in the third straight. Here's one of Joris Daudet's laps. He just explained his bike, and this is him using that bike to its maximum, its fullest. What's always amazing is in these slow-mo clips, you can still see how fast their legs are turning when they pedal. A lot of power and what they call wattage coming from being generated from these riders on these bikes.
And if there's one rider who's been showing consistency throughout the 3 rounds of the World Cup so far, I think you can definitely put Joris Daudet pretty much at the top of that list. As we see, another lap containing Sylvain Andre. And Mika Strasdin's, I think, in that one as well. Our current world champion, Sylvain. Just want to congratulate him again on becoming a father. Even though he's not had the result he wanted today with that semi-final, but I'm sure he's still got a smile on his face.
The young Kai White didn't make the main today, but was looking strong all day. Had a rough go in the semi-final. But right here, he is in control and poised.
Definitely looks like his first straights have been picking up as well.
Yeah, gates are consistent. First straights are picking up. But as we know, anything can happen in this sport. If you get caught up in traffic behind some people who may not have the same sense of urgency as you can get in trouble. Young Eddie Clarté in second. Nick Kimmin, the commanding lead already coming out of the first corner in one of the early qualifying rounds.
Nick's been taking lane 8 all day. There's, that's definitely a signal to say, I'm happy, I'm feeling it, I'm confident. Question is, will he take that gate in the final?
I would bet the €20 you loaned me that he'll take lane 8. Mr. David Graff, definitely no lack of speed there. The question is, when will he win his first Supercross World Cup.
Well, he's definitely got another chance to do it today, that's for sure. And another country that's going fast, the French, went 1-2-3 in that men's semi-final. 1-2-3 in a main at Manchester. Clearly, our French compatriots, buddies, definitely doing something right.
The Team GB's Paddy Sherrick getting shut down as he was looking for a move in that first corner. He's going to be relegated to second place. I believe that is either Derome or Dumi. I think it's Dumi in front. Another French rider. Yeah, the French and the Dutch definitely been owning BMX the last couple of years from a performance standpoint.
But you can never count out the South Americans, that's for sure. Always a threat. Federico Villegas just smoothing his way past the Colombian rider with Cameron Larson in close attendance.
Good example of the two different ways you can take the last straightaway.
I was thinking that exact same thing.
Alfredo Campo getting a little sideways on the second jump. Straightens it out going into the first corner. He has put in a lot of work the last couple of years, and it shows.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Strong, poised, getting the starts that he needs during the quarterfinals, the semifinals.
And he's there, he's in the final 8.
That's it. That's the first job as an elite level BMX racer. Job number 1, make the final. Job number 2, podium. But really, it becomes job number 1 again. Job number 1, make the final. Job number 1, podium. But being consistent, getting in the finals regularly, that will definitely, because Supercross and BMX is so unpredictable, getting in the finals regularly will keep you generally in the top of the points anyway. So, Women's Elite final coming up. I believe they're sitting on top of the hill. We're going to give you an up close and personal introduction very shortly.
Got 4 Dutch riders in this Elite Women's final. 2 from the USA, 1 from Denmark, 1 from Canada. There is your start list: Judy Bow, Elise Willoughby, Simone Christiansen, Drew McKeelson, Felicia Stansel, Ruby Huisman, Laura Smulders, and Meryl Smulders. And lining up, we have in gate number 8 on the 2 plates, out of the Netherlands, Meryl Smulders, waving to the crowd, looking nice and happy. Next door to her in lane number 7, running the world champion Rainbow Stripes, the number 1, one of the most consistent riders over the last few years, Laura Smulders. Gate 6 on the 29, put some fairly impressive laps in earlier through the qualifying rounds. That's a Ruby Huisman. Lane 5 on the 23. Came very close in Manchester, took a tumble, but she's up, she's back. That's Felicia Stansel. Next door to her on the 155, doing it for Canada. Her very first World Cup main event. In gate 4, Drew McKeelson. Lane 3 on the 5, doing it for Denmark. Took her first World Cup win in Manchester, Simone Christiansen. On the 11 plate, the world champion in 2017, Elise the Beast Willoughby. And on the 3 plate, on a home track representing the Netherlands, made the podium in Azerbaijan 2018, Judy Bow. The Elite Women Final, round number 3 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup in Papendal in the Netherlands. Let's see what happens. All right, this is it, the Elite Women Final 8 of the Great have left the gate, and it looks like Elise Willoughby battling with Laura Smulders into turn number 1. Willoughby on the inside, gets the whole shot. She's in there in 1, Smulders in 2, Meryl Smulders working her way into 3. That's Judy Bow in there as well, Christiansen in 4. Meryl Smulders has made a mistake, she's back in 5. Willoughby's leading it out, but Smulders is really close.
We really have a race on our hands. I'd like to sit and watch, but I gotta work. And it looks like we do have a race because Smulders is making her way around Willoughby on the outside, but I don't think Willoughby's going to give any room. But now Bow's going to dive under. So now we have a 3-way, possibly one-way. Is Bow going to finally get her first win? It looks like she gets around Willoughby. Smulders and Christensen for the photo for 3rd. My goodness. Great ride by Willoughby. I mean, she had to defend her position, but Bow just took advantage of both of those women fighting for the spot, and she just got the win.
Yeah, that was a textbook example of just awaiting your opportunity, because Judy Bow was sat there in 3 and the battle was out front between Elise Willoughby and Laura Smulders, and they decided to get together in that final turn. Judy took her opportunity, dived underneath, and Elise Willoughby tried so hard to keep her momentum going down that final straight. She didn't quite have enough. Look at the dejection on Laura Smulders' face, but it's joy for Judy Bow, her first World Cup win at home. Home track, home fans. She's got to be happy about that one, and she is.
Yeah, definitely a good race. And really, there's the official Bow, Willoughby, Smulders, Christensen, Huisman, Stansel, Meryl Smulders, and Drew McKeelson. But Willoughby had not too much of a choice with Laura Smulders creeping up on her the way she did. It just took too much of her momentum away, and Bow just read the track perfectly, played it smart, classic high-low, and just had the momentum and finished strong, which is easy to do when you have it in your sights like that. So great race by Judy Bow. Nice to see as well the sportsmanship. Elise Willoughby giving her her props as we go to the winner's interview.
Tucked your head down and went for the win. How are you feeling? Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I got the first lane pick and I was so happy with it. And I saw Laura and Elise in the last straight and in the last corner, and I thought, oh, yes, I'm going for it. And oh, I'm so happy. It's the first one, so I'm really happy. Yeah.
You're one of only 5 elite women to ever win here in Papendal. You put your name on a list of very prestigious athletes. It must be so cool to win in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, especially my mom and dad are here. And last year they couldn't come because they were really ill. And I'm really happy that they are here. ended.
Let's give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Judy Bow takes the win. Let's have some applause there, ladies and gentlemen. A phenomenal win for her. Well done, Judy. Take your time. Take your time, all right?
Thank you.
You're just going to follow me through when you're ready, all right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, if the tears are going to flow, they may as well be tears of happiness, and they're certainly coming from Judy Bow after that win.
That's right. Nice to do it in front of the home crowd, in front of mom and dad. Here at the UCI BMX Supercross, we are in Papendal, the Netherlands. Just heard from Judy Bow, the women's elite final winner. What a great race. And we still have one more to go, Rich.
I always wonder, Jason, how we can sort of top the excitement of the last race, and somehow we always manage to do it at every single round. It's just...
Well, I don't know if we do it. The riders do it,
the
for
riders
sure.
do it. I'm on about the Royal Week.
Yeah, okay. But yes, the BMX community. So the crowd definitely getting their value for their euro spent to be hero. Great race. I imagine it will be just as loud for the men.
Some of our younger spectators definitely looking forward to some top quality action.
Congratulations. Nope, not yet.
The women's flower ceremony coming up.
Judy Bow, the victory here in Papendal in front of the home crowd. How does it feel after getting podium in Manchester a couple of weeks ago?
It feels amazing. I got a couple of second places. I never had a win before, so this feels amazing.
And so how does it feel doing it in front of your home crowd?
Yeah, that makes it even more special. I got my first final at Papendal. I got my first podium at Papendal, and now I got my first victory.
And so what was going down through your mind down that third straight as you saw Laura pulling up on the outside of Elise? Were you planning your attack?
Yeah, I knew Laura was going to be attacking Elise, and I saw that they were going to the inside, so I thought if I stay out of trouble, then maybe I could pass them, and yeah, it was tactic, yeah.
Well, congratulations, Judy Bow, you're champion here again.
So here's a replay of the final. As you can see, Laura Smolders with an amazing start, but Elise Willoughby just laying down the power after this second jump. Smolders doesn't quite clear the jump going into the first turn, and Willoughby does. However, Smolders still has enough momentum to lay chase onto Willoughby. Willoughby knows she's there, that's for sure. Smolders is quite the competitor, and there's Judy Bow just eyeing everything up as we see Smolders catching up on Willoughby right there. What do you think, Rich? Do you think there'll be lead changes? Do you have a prediction in the men's final? What do you think?
Looking at the list of 8 guys that are lining up on that gate, there's absolutely no way I could make a prediction, but we're going to see the flower ceremony. See Laura, Judy, and Elise.
All these women, no stranger to the podium
Not at
position,
all.
that's for sure.
In second place, from the United States of America, Elise Willoughby. And ladies and
Although
gentlemen,
candidly, I gotta believe
Papendal, round 3
Elise
from the Netherlands, Judy
is not
Bow.
has to be a little bit bugged by the fact that the last two World Cups, last two rounds, she's been winning until the last corner, and then somehow, some way, she ends up not winning after having led most of the track. It would wear on me.
Yeah, I'm sure once that win does come this season, it'll be so much the sweeter. And we are now going to move on to the Elite Men final. The final race of the afternoon here, round 3 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup in Papendal, the Netherlands. And that is your start list. David Graf from Switzerland, Joris Dode from France, Alfredo Campo from Ecuador, Kaisa Kakibara from Australia, Arthur Pielard from France, Jeremy Renkerel from France, Roman May from France, and your reigning World Cup champion, Nick Kimmen, on his home track in the Netherlands.
There he is, Nick Kimmen. He has won here from lane 8 before. I think he was the first person to do it, I think. However, I know the crowd is looking for him to do the same thing. Although this gentleman right here, the number 100, Roman Mathieu, definitely looking strong down the first straight, calm, cool, and collected. Renkerel looking ever so serious on the gate. Looking for another podium finish to back up his Manchester podium. Jeremy Renkerel. Chillin'. Arthur Pielard. He's going to give it some time before he gets in the gate just yet. I like his style. Next to him will be the 7-7 of Kaisa Kakibara. Rode strong all day. However, he'll be coming out of the middle. We'll see how he does, because he's been coming out of the inside lanes all day until now. Alfredo Campo, the tallest and probably one of the nicest men up there on the gate, looking to get his first podium. Points leader, Joris Dode. He'll be coming out of lane 2. Coming out of lane 1, the number 7 from Switzerland. He always does his homework, Mr. David Graf. We are ready. Elite final. Wow, Campo looks like he got a great initial pop, but Joris Dode has the power. Graf is stuck in the back, but it's going to be Kimmen leaning on Dode. Dode high-siding almost, and Campo finding his way into second place. Kimmen running away with it. Campo, can he stay in front of the French rider of Renkerel? I don't know.
This is all about Kimmen. He's got this one by the scruff of the neck at the moment. The Dutch crowd are going absolutely bananas. Campo's in there in 2, Renkerel in 3, Kaisa Kakibara in 4. That looks like Graf in 5, but nobody's going to stop Nick Kimmen. He's going to take it to the line. Nick Kimmen takes the win for the Netherlands. The crowd go nuts. And he did it from gate 8 yet again. What a stamp of confidence.
Authority.
Yeah, confidence and authority. What a lap from Nick
That
Kimmen.
is not easy to do with Joris Dode, who also had a clean start. And Kimmen just said, this is my track. Meanwhile, Campo, great start, rode very smart in the first corner. He finds himself on the podium with a strong second place finish. I know he's happy about that. And there's Kimmen waving to the crowd.
Definitely giving the crowd what they came for, that's for sure. So the Dutch riders taking both wins today. Judy Bow in Elite Women, Nick Kimmen in Elite Men. Dutch dominance continues. There's your official result. Nick Kimmin, Alfredo Campo, Jeremy Rencarel. A strong finish for Kaisa Kakibara in there in fourth. David Graf, he's going to have to try again in round number 4 to get that first win. Roman Mayu in 6. Joris Dode unlucky to come unclipped in that first turn. He was working so hard. And Arthur Pilard in 8. But your winner today, round 3 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup in Papendal. From gate 8, Nick Kimmin.
Nick Kimmin making his way out of the finish line area. Crowd getting what they paid for. The home crowd seeing 2 Netherlands riders win 2 Elite Finals. We're going to be getting some words from the winner, Nick Kimmin, very soon. As soon as we do that, we're going to cut straight to it. In 1, now go.
The man from lane 8, the 3rd time you've won here in front of your fans in Papendal. Amazing day.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've no words. First I saw Judy won in the girls class, and then, you know, I was the only Dutch guy in the main. And with so many Frenchies who are always killing it, you know, it's going to be tough. And, you know, I just wanted to win this thing. Like, if I get 8 or I get 2nd, don't really care. In the first turn I knew it was going to be tight, but I was completely fine with crashing if it didn't work out. I just don't want to settle for 2nd, and yeah, it feels amazing.
You've been good on lane 8 all day. Joris very fast. Alfredo Campo right there as well. David Graf, Rick Carell. The guys have really been pulling hard in that first turn. Lane 8 working really well for you today. Backing yourself out of lane 8 and bringing home the gold. It's an incredible sign.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I want to give a shout out to my team. Like, we train every single day, and, you know, we want the best for each other, and I know what they're capable of, so I hope I can do the same tomorrow and maybe have some more orange in the main.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause please for Mr. Nick Kimmin out of the Netherlands, your winner here, round number 3 of the 2019 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup.
Wow. Looks like Nick Kimmin's father could race elite men.
Yeah.
Well, it's always nice to win in front of the home crowd and in front of the parents. Nick Kimmin said first or nothing, so he was committed. I can't say that I don't like that attitude. That was all right. He said he wanted to put on a good show, especially since he was the only Dutch rider in the main. So Dutch domination, there it goes, lane 8. And he wasn't really ahead until right about here. And these pedals here really put him ahead, but then he still had to contend with Joris on the inside, and he just leans on him a bit. And Joris almost high sides, and then there goes Kimmin running away with it. And Campo, strong 2nd. Rencarel, this will be the 2nd podium of the season. Not a bad start for him. Or continuation, I should say.
Yeah, there was nobody going to stop Nick Kimmin from there, was there? He knew what he wanted. Like he said, he didn't want to settle for 2nd place. He leaned so hard in that first turn on Joris Dode. Something had to give, and unfortunately it was Dode. And Kimmin just took it away at that point. He knew he had it in the bag probably as he came out of the 2nd turn.
And 35.306 was Nick Kimmin's time. I believe he said his the track record was a 35.33. I'm not sure. We have to fact check that a bit. Maybe the people of BMX at home are quickly checking the stats. We have
Nick Kimmin, congratulations on another win here. Brand new track record. How does it feel out there?
What was the time?
35.306.
I think we can go faster. Depends if the weather's good tomorrow, but I'm sure we can go faster. But, you know, this one means a lot to me. Like, I know I've won a lot, but it's been almost a year since I won my last World Cup. And, you know, I won some smaller races, but you just want to win the big ones. And this one in front of my own people is just amazing.
And with Judy putting added pressure on you up on the gate, did that change anything, or were you drilled in, ready to go?
I was really happy for it. I didn't watch the main because I was just basically making sure I was ready. But I hear the crowd go absolutely wild, so I heard she won, which is amazing. I haven't seen the final yet, but I don't think that added pressure. I think in the semi I was a bit nervous because I saw my 3 teammates go out in a semi in front of me, so that added some pressure. But yeah, like every win's special, but at home it's just so much better.
Yeah, it was an incredible first straight and first turn. I don't know if Joris was leaning on you, but he was sure as close.
Yeah, I felt like I was on the white line, and he was still on the inside, so I knew if he doesn't make it, we're probably gonna crash together. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen any videos yet, so I can only tell what it felt like, but it felt really tight.
Joris probably would have just jumped over the white line like he used to.
Yeah, I felt like he hit the pillows on the inside, but like I said, I haven't seen it.
Oh, Nick Kimmin, congratulations once again.
There you go. It's always nice to hear from winners. A lot to learn as he is going media. The media wanting more and more of Nick. But Nick said, I know I win a lot, but I really want to win the big ones.
I like the fact that he got told that he'd taken the track record and done a 35.306, and his immediate response was, we can go faster.
We can go faster. That's it. That's it. Wow. And this is only round number 3.
In that order. Nick, come in.
Go to the flower ceremony. Ren Carell, strong third-place finish for him. Again, the Dutch and the French, or the French and the Dutch on the podiums consistently. But Ecuador splitting them up with the strong second place, Alfredo Campo. As we say, winners are grinners.
In second place from Ecuador, Alfredo Campo. And ladies and gentlemen, your champion from the Netherlands in first place, Nick Kimmer.
Big day for these 3 gentlemen. I'm sure they would be smiling harder had it not been for so much effort that it takes to get around this track at their speed and as many times as they did today. So we've now had 3 stages, 3 rounds, 2 in Manchester, 1 in Papendal. And I'm sure the points have mixed up just a bit because Judy Bao is now at the top of the heap. Elise Willoughby now in second. Manon Valentino drops from first to third, followed by Christensen, Huisman, Smolder, Stansel, Van Bentham. That's your top 8. Rounding out the top 16 will be Walker, Mayer, Afremova, Pahone, Reynolds, Reese Santos, George, and Merrill Smolders.
And moving on to the men's standings, Nick Kimmin, top of the pile after taking that win here today in round 3. Joris Dode, not that far behind in 2. Kai White just holds on to a top 3 position. Campo in 4, Renkarel in 5, Graf in 6, Andre in 7, and Kais Kakibara rounding out the top 8. Moving on to 9 to 16, Paddy Sharrock inside the top 10 with a 9th. Gonzalo Molina in 10th, Arboleda in 11th, Dave Vanderberg in 12th, Jay Shippers 13th, Joris Harmson 14th, Anthony Dean not present this weekend, he's in 15th, and Roman Mayu in 16th.
Well, that's it. As the sun is setting on this beautiful track, guess what? We'll be back for round 4 in this same place. I'm sure there'll be different winners. The action will be just as hot, if not better. I'm Jason Richardson with
Richard Eames,
and we are signing off. See everyone for round 4, the 12th of May, which is just tomorrow for the UCI BMX Supercross here in Papendal, the Netherlands.
ik er wel voor de finale uit en staan er 3 anderen in de finale. Dus dat is gewoon een beetje ons spelletje. Dus ja, ik zie het zeker niet dat alleen ik de punt haal.
Dankjewel. Waar is...
And now the girl.
Yeah, we wait for the...
Сейчас девочка будет последний.
А жюри
интервью,
главе.
потом идем туда. Сейчас у девочки интервью возьмут они. Им пойдем туда. Ondan ay götürdüler. Oğlanlar. Nasıl запись? Live'a yok. Live'a yok. Ben podyumu live'a vermeydi.
Only the girl, hè? Again, only the girl.
When you will say in front of her, just try to not put the shadow on her face.
Oh yeah, I know, bit him, yeah.
Eye, a little bit.
We put her other side.
Yeah,
It's better. Hè?
Net in huilen uitgepast.
Dat geeft niet, dat hoort erbij. Better? With shadow is better, hè? Het zal een beetje zakken voor je. Je rijdt de hele dag al een fantastische dag. En dan ben je zo slim om in de finale te wachten op de botsing. Die je weet dat het gaat komen tussen Elise en Laura. Want het is namelijk voortdurend zo. Wat heb je fantastisch gereden.
Ja, dankjewel. Ja, ik wist dat die twee weer zouden strijden tot op het einde. En ik zag het gewoon heel erg aankomen op dat derde stuk. Ik wist dat Elise iets minder was op het derde stuk. En ik weet dat gewoon dat